Hey, what's up, everybody? All right, let's get started. Where is my. There we go. Hey, guys. All right, so I decided to switch it up a little bit today because I still have some information I'm trying to look at. Give me a second. As soon as I start, sorry, hold on. Hold on real quick, guys. He's saying the TV messed up. How it got messed up. Give me a quick second. All right, something with Encanto he was trying to put on. But I'm going to start off today with a story that, you know, they've been looking for this girl for a while. But before I do that, I'm going to say hi to everybody and then we're going to jump right into all of that. Let's see. We got Jeanette in the building. Hey, Jeanette. It's been a while, y'all. I'm kind of rusty. Got Christina. Hey, Christina. So, hey to everybody in the chat, everybody out there in YouTube land. I did want to say congratulations to Miranda. So I'm going to put that in the bottom. Last live, she won the $100. So I will be sending that out to her. Shay, I already sent out. I tried to contact you. If you're out there, please hit me up because we're trying to contact you. I sent out your gift card from what I do, guys, for those of you guys that are new. The first 5 people in the chat, and I start that. This is going to start again on we're in April. May 1st, we're going to start the new raffle for the $100. And that's just, you cash at me $5. For every $5, you get 2 tickets. And then at the end of it, I have my son pick whoever gets the $100. And you guys can choose what you guys want to do with your $100. You can either split it and have me pick again and you get 50, and whoever the second person is gets 50. And if you do choose to split it, I put 5 tickets into the next 100. Into the next raffle for the next 100 for the person that wins and decides to split it. Then if you decide to do it like 25, however you want to split it, you can. And then I put extra tickets into the other one just for you being generous. So that's going to start on May 1st. Also on May 1st is going to start the first 5 people in the chat on live gets a ticket into my free raffle, which you don't do anything. You get in that raffle by on Saturdays when I do game night. Each question you get right, I put in there. And that's anywhere from it's like getting you a coffee. Just thank you for supporting me. Anywhere from $10 to $25 gift cards or a gift or something like that, I'll send out to you just for supporting me. That's also going to start, like I said, May 1st. But Shay and Miranda won the last one. So I sent out Shay your gift card and I'm just going to send it together with your $100 gift card. Miranda, your gift as well. Also, Michael, I sent out your merch from behind the bar. I sent that out the other day. I will DM you your tracking number so that way you can look out for that. Hopefully it got to you already. If it did not, I'll give you the tracking number and I'll look that up. So with the rules on both raffles is you have to be subscribed to my social medias. Not all of them, but 6 of them. So you have to be subscribed to both of my channels. This one, Naomi Trinity, Naomi Trinity ×2. You also have to be subscribed to my Instagram and what did I do? What did I just do? Yeah, my Instagram and also, okay, that's what I did. My Instagram, which is Naomi Trinity. Every social media is Naomi Trinity. So that, and also, let me put it up here. Layla's Instagram. Come here, Lizzie. Come here, Mama. Come here. Come here. I'm gonna have her jump up here. This is our puppy, guys. You guys know the story that's been with me since day one. Come here, Layla. Come say hi. Come here. I'll get her to come up here later, but you guys helped me out with getting her with all the crazies, people coming to my house and all that kind of stuff. So guys got to follow her as well, my Facebook and my Twitter. So to sum that back on up, it's both of my YouTubes, which is this one, and then Naomi Trinity ×2, my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram, and Layla's Instagram. And I'll pop that up real quick. So it's I am Layla Ali. So yes. So with that being said, once again, congratulations to the winners. Last winner of the $100 was Miss Veronica. Congratulations to you. Maybe it might be one of you guys next. So I did want to, let me pop this up real quick. Copyright disclaimer, because I will be playing a couple of videos from the news and things like that. So don't want any of that to come back to haunt me. Let me show the young lady that is missing. Her name is Felicia Marie Johnson. She's 24 years old. And she's been missing for quite some time now. And she went missing on April 15th. Not quite some time, but I'm saying for her family not to hear from her, it's a little sus. She was last seen at this club, Cover Girls nightclub. Here it is as well, the front of it. So if anybody has seen this young lady, I'm going to give you guys the description of her as well. And then I'm going to play a video clip of her as well that they have out. So it's Houston, Texas. And I believe that I actually have been to this club. It looks exactly when I went out to Houston for All-Star Weekend. I believe this is the club that I went to. So she's 24 years old, like I said, Felicia Marie Johnson. She was last seen leaving this club on West Little York Road in Houston, Texas on April 15th, 2022. She has long black hair. It may be curly or straight, brown eyes, dark complexion. She has a large tattoo of a butterfly and 2 roses. Let me show you guys that tattoo really quickly. No, I had it in here. Is it not in here? Okay, I'm going to bring that up in a second because I know, oh wait, here it goes. But I know I had a single picture of it. I'll be putting this up at the end of the live as well. But I don't know if you guys can see it right there. You see that tattoo right there? So it's a butterfly and some roses. Let me go back to the one that I was reading. let's see, where was I at? Butterfly and two roses on her right shoulder. It is unknown what clothing Felicia was wearing at the time of her disappearance. If anybody has seen Felicia since her reported disappearance, if you know her current whereabouts, or if you have any information whatsoever concerning Felicia's disappearance, please call the Houston Police Department at 832 394 1840 or Texas Equisearch at 281 309 9500. Again, those numbers are for the Houston Police Department is 832 394 1840 and Texas Equisearch is 281 309 9500. So, like I said, she went missing on April 15th. Her date of birth is 4/10/1998. She is 24 years old. She is African American. Her height is 5'4", about 150 pounds. Her eye color is brown. Her ethnicity is African American Hispanic. Darker complexion, but I showed you guys what she looked like right here. So she's a medium tone to me. Let's see. And I already gave you guys those phone numbers. So if you guys, anybody has any information on her, please, 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 please. I mean, even if it's something so minute, like I seen her at a gas station, I seen her leaving the club, anything. I seen her getting into a car with this person. Please, guys, share this. I'm going to play a news clip of the information. Make that big for you guys. Okay. So here we go. Once again, copyright disclaimer.
Is pleading for help finding their missing loved one after her bloody cell phone was discovered in a local park.
Yeah, the family of Felicia Johnson says Felicia applied for a job last Friday at a local nightclub, and that was the last time anyone heard or seen from her.
Her loved ones are holding out hope now that she is found safe.
Xavier Walton following the case tonight. Xavier, it is the worst news for a parent. Her father speaking out tonight.
Speaking out, he is shaken up and desperate for answers. Just behind me is the last place anyone saw Felicia Johnson, and her father says he just fears the worst. So he flew in from California to be here to help find his daughter.
She's a beautiful, loving person, just like my mom, rest in peace. She's like her twin.
That's Felicia Johnson's father, talking just feet away from where his daughter was last seen.
I can't put it into words. I'm trying to hold myself together and not just break down, and I don't know where my baby is or what's being done to her.
The family says Johnson was in Houston celebrating her 24th birthday and to make some extra money. Only that's not what happened. Johnson's family says she applied at CoverGirl's nightclub but didn't get the job. They say she was waiting for an Uber, getting ready to leave, when a club patron offered her a ride. She accepted.
See?
The family says her cell phone was found here, but not Felicia.
That cell phone was found discarded on the side of the road at Bear Creek Park, and the phone was cut.
You guys know how I feel about this man right here. Quanell X. Let's continue.
Covered in blood.
Texas Equisearch spent hours scouring the area where Felicia's phone was found. Detectives from the Houston Police Department were at the park as well, talking to Felicia's family.
But we want Felicia to know.
Sorry.
The community is looking for you.
The family, close to where their loved one was last seen, but far from getting the answers they so desperately desire.
I won't rest for a day in my life until I have you back.
A dad there desperately wanting to find his daughter. Meantime, Houston police, they were here yesterday
to get surveillance video to hopefully ID whoever it was Felicia got in the car with. Reporting live in Northwest Houston, Xavier Walton, KHOU 11 News.
When the Messiah comes, roll!
Okay, guys, so that's about Felicia Johnson. I did notice that I forgot to click out of it and there was an echo. I apologize. If you guys want to see that again, I will play it again. Just put ones in the chat for yes, 2 for no. Otherwise, I will put it in the description box with the link so that way you guys can watch it again. But if you guys want me to play it again, South National, you're cute. No, nothing like that. But if you guys want me to put it in there again, if you guys want me to play it again, I will play it again. It was real quick. I could speed it up, whatever the case may be, but I will play it again, or I'll just put it in the chat. In the description box. What do you guys want? I gotta write myself notes, you guys know. That ADD is crazy. But no, South National, no, we did not date or anything like that. It's just the cases that I cover and that he's involved in. I question his motives. I question how genuine he is in helping the people that he deals with. So the D stands for doll. Used to be China doll, but I just put China D. That was a question from Mr. Smart J Savage. I know he's going to try to give me hell today, but it's all right. We'll work through him today. Might get blocked, but we'll see. So did you guys want me to play that again? Let me see how long that was. Let's see how long that one was. You know what? I'm going to just go ahead and do it. I'm going to just go ahead and play it again.
Is pleading for help.
Without the echo. That way her story is getting across how it should be, because I would want that for my loved one. So I'm just going to do what I see fit. See, this is what I don't like. This is, to me, the money situation. Okay. You're saying this. I don't know too much about it. Okay. And what he does, an advocate or this or that. What rubbed me wrong with Quanell X is the Malia Davis case. And I still have no closure to that. I am just not going to have closure, I feel like. So with him and how he handled that, I'm good. Because even me, as a small YouTuber, nobody out here in this game, just trying to make a difference, I'm not going to charge you anything. If people are donating, that's a difference. That's everybody coming together as a community. But to charge someone to do what? To do what? I just don't. I question his motives. I question when he went into that jail and said, "Oh, well, I got this information from him. I got this. It's not genuine." That's all I got to say. And I don't deal with people like that. So, hey, behind the bar, how are you? All right, so let me replay that for you guys real quickly.
Finding their missing loved one after her bloody cell phone was discovered in a local bar.
Yeah, the family of Felicia Johnson says Felicia applied for a job last Friday at a local nightclub, and that was the last time anyone heard or seen from her.
Her loved ones are holding out hope now that she is found safe.
Xavier Walton following the case tonight. Xavier, it is the worst news for a parent. Her father speaking out tonight.
Speaking out, he is shaken up and desperate for answers. Just behind me is the last place anyone saw Felicia Johnson and her father says he just fears the worst, so he flew in from California to be here to help find his daughter.
She's a beautiful, loving person, just like my mom, rest in peace. She's like her twin.
That's Felicia Johnson's father, talking just feet away from where his daughter was last seen.
I can't put it into words. I'm trying to hold myself together and not just break down. And I don't know where my baby is or what's being done to her.
The family says Johnson was in Houston celebrating her 24th birthday and to make some extra money. Only that's not what happened. Johnson's family says she applied at CoverGirl's nightclub but didn't get the job. They say she was waiting for an Uber, getting ready to leave, when a club patron offered her a ride. She accepted. The family says her cell phone was found here, but not
His cell phone was found discarded on the side of the road at Bear Creek Park, and the phone was covered in blood.
Texas AquaSearch spent hours scouring the area where Felicia's phone was found. Detectives from the Houston Police Department were at the park as well, talking to Felicia's family.
But we want Felicia to know the community is looking for you.
The family, close to where their loved one was last seen, but far from getting the answers they so desperately desire.
I won't rest for a day in my life until I have you back.
A dad there desperately wanting to find his daughter. Meantime, Houston police, they were here yesterday to get surveillance video to hopefully ID whoever it was Felicia got in the car with. Reporting live in Northwest Houston, Xavier Walton, KHOU 11 News.
Do you guys see this app right here?
All right, guys. So that was that. I know, Layla, quiet. Look. I got her chicken feed right here, so I'm about to give her one so she can hush up. Here, Mamas. Here. Come here. Here. Come here. Come get it. She does not want to get on camera no more. When she was little, she would just hop on camera. Now she doesn't want to. Come on. Come get it. Hold on. I want to show you guys how big she got. Ah. Jeez, I can pick her up now. Look how big she is now. Oh, she was trying to get the gopher. She has stuff on her face. Say hi, Lizzie. All right, go. Here, take your chicken. All right, go. Whew. Crazy girl. Yeah, she likes these things, though. If you guys that want to win, go follow her. You'll see her chomping down. But that's how I can get her to be quiet. So, let's see. Let me take that off. Let's get to the story at hand, though, y'all. So, let me take that down. Okay, so I'm like starting to get real irritated with these parents. I started doing looking into a lot of these cases where you guys seen the case I did with the little boy that he, hey, Barbara, I wanted you to, contact me about the case. I want to see what day it is, and hopefully I can travel up there and we can go together. So hit me in my DM. I don't know if you have Instagram, but if you do not, just go to my email, naomitrinity@gmail.com, and let's talk. Or call me on my phone, 619-927-2709. Hit me on my YouTube phone and we can talk about that. Yes, for you guys that don't know her story, I am going to put something together on that, but I need to do that like Layla. I'm gonna have to put her in her room, but yes. So you guys are gonna have to forgive me on how to say this young lady's name. Hold on, I'm gonna have to kick her out and put her in her room. All right, I had to kick her out. Put it with my son. So I'm probably going to say this young lady's name wrong. Lacravionne, I think is her name. So she is 26 years old. And her and her son were at a donut shop. And let me bring my notes here. We're at a donut shop, and she ended up taking her 3-year-old son. They got some unique names. Jalexus to the hospital because she claimed that he got a gunshot wound to his head from a road rage situation. So on Monday, March 28th, this year, 2022, at 10 a.m., Lacravionne, it's spelled Lacravionne. Lacravionne Washington, 26 years old, took her son, Jalexus Washington, to a Medical City Dallas ER with a gunshot wound to the head. Her original statement to the police was her 3-year-old son was shot in the head by a road rage incident. She didn't specify if it was between her and someone else or it was like other people getting into it and it was like crossfire. Like she couldn't come up with like a good story for that. So when the police further looked into the situation, they're like, what you're saying happened does not add up. Because when they look at the evidence from the car, because they don't know exactly where the crime scene happened, whether it was at the donut shop en route to the hospital, they don't know. They don't have an actual crime scene. But from what was in the car and what they can tell, they do not find what she's saying is true. So when she arrived to the hospital, they gave her, what is it called? Child endangerment charges, because not only did she have the 3-year-old Jalexus with her, she had a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old with her. None of them had car seats at all. So then the police is like asking her about how did this happen? The story wasn't adding up. And they're like, okay, well, where did the gun come from? She's making up all these stories. She allows them to search her car saying, she doesn't have any weapons. When they go into the car and get into the glove compartment, she has a firearm in the car. So that's where she messed up in her first story. And then when they have the second interview with her, she admits, she's like, yeah, I did have a gun in the car, but it was never used. I never used it. And then later on in conversation, she says, well, it wasn't my gun. I bought it for my husband. So then, long story short, Monday, this is when all this happens, when she, when all this happens and she gets locked up. She gets bailed out on Wednesday. They grab her again because she had outstanding warrants. When they asked her about the gun, she started admitting, okay, yeah, she got the gun earlier in the month. She said she got it for her husband. Now she lied again because she didn't only get one gun, she got 2 guns. And they found the second gun on the husband, which he's not allowed to have a gun. So he had unlawful carrying of a weapon. So with all of that, she told her husband kind of the same story as she told the police, that there was a stranger just shot her son in the head. And her story came up, yes. Yeah, let me go ahead and pop that up. No car seats. So she had a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 4-year-old, No car seats in the car at all. They charged her with endangerment of a child because of that, because not only the car seats, but they can't figure out who pulled the trigger. Was it the 2-year-old? Was it the 4-year-old? Was it the mom? Was it the husband? They don't know at this point. Jay Savage. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. I'm going to keep following this story because that's what they're trying to figure out. Did something happen between the husband and her? Did the husband do it? Did she do it? What gun was it? The gun is found here. It's just so much confusion that the police aren't saying anything right now. They're keeping tight lips. I mean, nothing is being said at this point. So they're trying to figure out, did she pull the trigger or not? Because she's saying that her first story was, it was a road rage incident. The person probably came up and whatever, shot. Then it was a car was passing by and shot. The autopsy from the baby now, the reason why they went and picked her up on the Wednesday was because there's no way that it could have came from anywhere than close range. It was so close to the baby's head. There's no way that it could have been somebody walking up to the car mad, shot, tried to shoot at her and it hit the baby. No. It was so close range that it's evident that someone put the gun up to the baby and shot this little baby. Let me pull up the picture. So this picture right here, hold on, let me bring up a better picture. Hold on. Did I not pull that up there? I thought it was in here. I probably deleted it. So this picture right here where it says bring home, that's the little baby. That's Jalexus. This is Jalexus's father. And this is, oh my gosh, her name is getting to me. Lacravionne. This is her. Her name is on this banner right here. So Lacravionne. So it's unclear of what really is going on with that. So they later found her husband with the second gun. He had outstanding warrants, so they ended up taking him in on that and with the unlawful carrying of a weapon. So they found her lying again about what really happened with the baby when they found the gun in the glove compartment. They found him with the gun. They found that the autopsy shows that it was so close in proximity, it couldn't even be like, say he was in the back seat and the person went up to his window and shot. No, it was so close that there was no discrepancy. All the evidence points to someone in that car purposely or aimed at this child in the car. And it was also said that this couple, the Washington couple, has already been involved with CPS prior to this. So I am going to play. Let me play this for you guys. Let me share my screen real quick. Okay. Is it on the screen for y'all? No, let me pop it up here. And let me remember to pause it so that way guys aren't hearing an echo.
The 3-year-old son were at a Dallas donut shop yesterday morning.
Less than 20 minutes later, she was at the hospital emergency room. Her son, Jalexus Washington.
Okay, let me clarify that. So what they said was she was at the donut shop, and within a 19-minute span from, they said 20 minutes, but 19 minutes from her arriving at the donut shop to her getting to the hospital, that is when this occurred.
Was shot in the head. Police say she initially blamed a road rage incident, but evidence so far does not corroborate that happened. Fox 4's David Kentoria live in Dallas with the latest in the investigation. David?
Steve and Heather, police say the mother's story isn't exactly adding up, and there is a 19-minute period in which the boy was killed. Dallas police releasing a partial timeline the minutes before 3-year-old Jalexus Washington was shot and killed Monday. The boy seen at this donut shop off Walnut Street in northeast Dallas at 9:38 a.m. Then, 19 minutes later, the mother shows up to Medical City, Dallas. The 3-year-old dead from a gunshot wound to the head. What happened during that 19-minute period, however, remains a mystery.
The mother told officers this was a road rage incident involving a dark-colored Ford sedan.
The mother, including race and clothing in a detailed description of a would-be shooter driving the sedan. However, police say there's no evidence supporting it.
This is where the police had an issue. She gave a race. This person was this, and they're not releasing this information. Like, I've been trying to dig to see exactly what she said to them. She gave a race, a car, a this. Like, she went through the extreme to try to cover up what happened. So I want to know exactly what's on this donut shop's cameras. Was the husband there? Why did they lock him up? Why are they not speaking on why they chose to take him in because of the gun and all of that? There has to be a reason why. Was he seen on the camera? Did something happen? What's really going on? But they're keeping it so tight-lipped that we can't really get an understanding. And I understand they have to do this for the integrity of the case, but for our ones on the internet, just...
Now, at this time, right now, our department has not found a legitimate crime scene or evidence related to the road rage incident, but this still remains ongoing investigation.
Fox 4 did not observe any bullet holes to her vehicle Monday. Police say the mother claims a road rage incident happened near Forest Meadows Park.
Cops started.
So when they go to this Forest Meadows Park area, like they said, there's no bullets into the vehicle at all. Okay? So she's wanting to have us believe that they came, to me, specifically shot at the child and then dipped off. There's no bullets in this area. There's no bullets in the car. There's no extra anything. And my question is, did they do a gunshot residue test on her hands on the day? Can't find that out either. But that would let us know a lot. And even if they did it on the dad's hands, even if he took a shower or whatever, and they got him, they can still try to scrape. And even if they get a little bit, that can probably tell something. I don't know.
Circling first, and then about 20 minutes later, the CSI and homicide units pulled up.
Reed Holt lives nearby. He recorded police investigating. He believes he saw investigators locate a gun near the woods, securing it as evidence. Did you see them recover the gun?
Yes. They put it in a bag down that way, and you can see them take it out of the bag over here at the CSI car.
Dallas police at this time will not confirm if
So if what this man is saying is true, that would lead me to believe that this mother claimed that there was this road rage incident and tossed this gun. Why would you toss the gun if it was in your car? It was never used, according to her. The gun they found in the glove compartment. So I'm like, is there a third gun? Because if they found a gun on the dad, they find a gun here and they find a gun in the glove compartment. Like, what's really going on in this situation? I don't understand, but we will get to the bottom of it. eventually. Let's see.
Gun was located. Investigators also seen down the street at the Timberleaf Park.
It's just sad. That's what it is.
Both parks less than 2 miles from the donut shop. Police say it's clear the shooting happened during the 19-minute span the mother and son left the donut shop and arrived at the hospital. The mother's story conflicting, according to police. It appears at this time they are not looking for any suspects.
Right now, we're just looking for anyone with information.
I was able to get in contact with multiple people close to the mother today, and I expressed to them our interest in interviewing her, especially given the circumstances that police are saying her story isn't exactly adding up. They relayed that message to her and say that at this point in time, she's declining interviews with any sort of media. Police are still asking anyone with information to come forward. Steve, Heather.
So that leads me to believe a lot of different things. If you don't want to talk to the look, if something really happened and it was this road rage incident, a mother would be devastated talking. I'm going to tell her, I don't care. Look, before I wasn't that type of person, but when it comes to my child, dude, I'm not playing no games. They can't protect themselves. Look, yes, this person, this is that. You don't want to speak to the police. You don't want to do none of that. They find a gun in the woods. You say you bought one gun, but you really bought two. You say it was for your husband, but it's really in your car when you say there's no gun in the car. But then, okay, there's a gun in the car, but it wasn't used. Okay, it was a road rage incident. Was it between you and a person, or was it a drive-by type situation? What's really going on here? It's too much going on. Let me go to the comments. And I'm also going to open up the panel before I go to the last case that we're talking about. So let me go ahead and open up the panel. There you guys go. The panel is open. Open panel, y'all. All right. Yeah, it just does not make any cotton picking sense to me. So let's go over what we've had so far. We have Miss Lovely Felicia Marie Johnson missing. No one knows where she is right now. She's been missing since the 15th of April. She went missing from this nightclub. They said it was her birthday. Hey, and she went out there to make a couple extra bucks. Never came home. No one has been able to locate her. Where's Felicia? Houston, Texas. 2022 missing person. Felicia, what is that? Flava Marie Johnson. 24, was last seen at Club Seymour's. I wonder if that's another name. But they said it was something else. They said it was called Cover Girls Nightclub. Same address, Little York, Friday, April 15th. They said she went in to try to get hired. She did not. I have other reports saying that she was 5'4". On here it says she's 5'6", brown eyes, long curly or straight hair. She has a tattoo of 2 roses and butterflies on her arms. Yeah, her loved ones are very worried about her. That was the last time she was seen. She was reported to be getting into a car of a patron at the club. Those of you guys that know a little bit about my story, yes, I used to be a dancer back in the days. Not that too much back in the days, but people try to like throw that in my face like, oh yeah, you were a dancer, we're going to expose you. You can't expose me because still to this day, if need be, I do it. Who cares? It's a way of making money. It's just when people take it to another level that I don't agree with. But if this was what she wanted to do for her birthday, she wanted to go make some money, she didn't get into this club. I think where she messed up was, if it is true that she got into a car with someone at the club, And I believe this club, when I looked it up, was 21 and over. That means there's alcohol being consumed in this club. You get into a car with someone like that, you don't know what happened with them in the club. They could have had a girl that didn't want to whatever, and now they're frustrated. They see you, they seen you on stage during your audition or whatever had to go on, and then now they're like, oh, well, she didn't get the job. Oh, let me go outside and let me see if, she'll be willing. She probably needs money. Let me see if she'll be willing to come with me to my hotel or to my house or whatever. Maybe she could do a dance for me. Whatever goes through these people's heads. And she's probably like, okay, like they said, she was trying to get some money, whatever. And she gets in the car with this guy. They find her bloody cell phone on the road. A bloody cell phone. That means, to me, in my mind, maybe a scuffle went down, some type of altercation. Boom, throw it out the window. We don't know where Felicia is now today. If anybody has any information on this, like I said, please contact the authorities. One of the numbers are, okay, these are different numbers than I said before. So the Houston PD, I'm going to give you guys all the numbers right now. Houston PD Missing Persons Division is 713-731-5223. Or you can contact Ivy Hosley at 345-812-7395, or her father, Kevin Johnson, at 619-735-6731. Kevin, your area code is 619. I am also in San Diego. If you want to reach out, I'm going to try to reach out to you as well. So we can probably get something together and we can get more people in on this to try to find your daughter, Felicia. I will be reaching out to you as soon as possible. Also, a couple of other contact numbers are the Houston Police Department at 832-394-1840, or EquiSearch, Texas EquiSearch at 281-309-9500. All right, so we're going to go to make sure I have everything I needed from here. Okay, so we're done with that one. We're going to get to this last story, but before we do that, I'm going to go quick little break. Let's see, to the comments. She pulled the trigger, you think, in your opinion. I just don't understand. I'm just like, I don't know. But she had 2 other kids in the car. And then one of the charges was, what was it again? It was on here. Letting a minor have access to a firearm. So that was one of the charges. So I'm like, did one of the younger ones they're not saying a lot of stuff. It's a lot. Hey, how are you? What do you mean, so she's gonna walk? I'm hoping not. No. I can't stand you, Jay Savage. So she's named after cryptocurrency. I guess. Lacravionne, I think it is. They can tell if she shot the gun. It leaves residue. That's what I'm saying. Did they test her that day? Because I know she got locked up. She got bailed out. And then they followed her a little bit, seen a little bit of suspicious activity. Know she had some outstanding warrants, and then locked her up again. So, yo no sé. They're saying there's was she really even at the donut shop? They're saying that there are videos of her being at the donut shop. So I'm assuming that's true. But with them locking up the dad as well and finding his warrants and locking him up, was he there? Was there an argument? What is the relationship of the other children in the car towards this one? Was that his kid? Was the other one? There's so many scenarios that can go on with this. I just do not know. If you have a gun in your glove compartment and someone shoots at you, you're going to shoot back. True. And she says the gun was never used. So if it was a gun altercation with road rage, but some people could freeze that, but still, it's there. You would shoot, I think. I don't know. Okay, Miss Barbara. All right, guys. I'm going to put this back out here. Net pop up. You guys pop up. Let's talk about this. I'm going to bring up this next situation that's going on. Jeanette, go ahead and pop up. We got a few things to talk about. I did want to touch on a few things. Anybody, you guys do not have to be content creators. You guys don't have to be subscribed to the channel or not, but I do want you guys to subscribe. So I'm going to play that for you guys right now. Do want you guys to subscribe and be a part of the community. This is a friendly community where everybody can come together and talk about different cases. Even if we're not talking about the case at the time, you can always feel free to hit me up in any one of my social medias. The easiest ones are my email and my IG. Honestly, IG, if you DM me, it's the quickest way. Naomi China D on every platform. Naomi China D is how you get at me. And if there's a case you want to talk about, let's talk about it. I'll look into it. We'll bring it up. You can pop up on the panel and we'll talk about it. That's what this is about, for us all to have an open communication. Let's see. I don't know. O'Mara Pocket Bullies. I do not know if they did a gun residue test on her vehicle. I'm assuming they did because they said all of her accusations, everything that she was saying that had to do with what happened with this child from the first, second, and third interview, none of it added up. So from her saying, it was a road rage incident, that didn't add up. When it was a car driving by with whatever and that didn't add up. Anything she said was not adding up. So, and they're not giving out a lot of information. When I called, since it's an ongoing investigation, they're not really giving out too much. So I'm still looking into it. I am going to be looking into more of her information. I think I found some of her. We'll get to that. Hey, Jeanette in the building. What's up, love?
Hey, not much.
Do you hear this?
Yeah.
What do you think is going on with this? Because the police is literally saying, we do not know who pulled the trigger in this situation. They can't pinpoint it. So that means to me, when she took this baby into the hospital, they didn't check her they didn't really fact check her story. They were just like, okay, it was a road rage incident and they're trying to save the baby. I understand that, but
did we look at another story before where the mom left the kids in the car and one of the kids shot the other kid?
Yes.
I wonder if that's possible.
Yes. And that's why when I looked further in the story, because when I was first looking into the story, you guys know my computer just got fixed and everything. But when I was first looking into the story, there was no saying of the 2 and the 4-year-old being in the car.
And now they're saying that.
And now they're saying the 2 and the 4-year-old were in the car and there were no car seats. Then she got her first charge was the endangerment charges. And then it went because, minors were being openly exposed to firearms or to weapons.
Oh, no, people don't drive around with no car seat. Like now you have to have the car seats even with kids way older. So I would think more there were car seats, but those car seats have blood evidence on.
Ooh. Because if they're not finding any type of because they can't find a crime scene. Not at the donut shop, not for that whole 19 minutes till she got there. But that neighbor is saying that they did retrieve a gun in that wooded area. So that can be it.
The gun went off in the car, probably, and they threw out the car seats and cleaned up.
That's 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not good. I don't think I wouldn't put a car seat in the front seat. And to me, a back seat is what 3 car seats could fit max.
Yeah.
2, but 3 max.
3 max.
Interesting.
I just know
interesting.
From having my first child to my third, by the time I had my third child, it felt like it took forever for him to get out of the car seat because of the
inside.
So people don't not have car seats.
Right.
There's just no way.
Where
did I would be asking, where did her car seats go?
But it sounds to me that when I was looking into stuff, it doesn't even look like there's an imprint. It doesn't even look like there was any car seats ever in this car. That she was already having CPS issues. Well, that family was already having CPS issues. Could be wrong. I'm just saying from the things I was reading is that she just tosses her kids in the car. Let's go.
When CPS gets involved, they give out free car seats all the time. So I'm saying there's no way that there's no car seats. Like, there's too many ways to get free car seats. You can get
there is. You know what? Because even when I had my son, they were like, do you have your car seat? They made me bring his car seat in. They had to do like a little check and all that, especially because he was a preemie. They like made me have all these little things in there to take him home. They make sure they put it in the car, all that stuff before you can even take your baby home. Right. And for people that can't, like, you sign this little thing and they will give you a car seat if you don't.
Right. They won't let you.
But these kids, these kids, the car seat that they would give you from the hospital would be the baby one, the little one with the thing in there. So if it was 3, 2, and 3, 2, and 4, that would be a bigger car seat, no?
Yes.
Right.
I've seen people with like big kids in those car seats as long as they can. I'm just saying, but not no car seat.
Right. Because I have 2 car seats in my car. Like, I have him the one where you can like sit in and fold it, and that's like the booster one, and then I have his like full on like sit-in one.
Mm-hmm.
So depending, like if we're just going down the street, I'll have him be in the little clip-in one. But if we're gonna be riding around, I make him get in the big one. So, but still, even when you shoot, okay, there's gonna be splatter.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Either they're not saying that they found anything in this car, and they really, have other evidence that they're keeping under lock and key. Or this never happened in the car. This happened completely somewhere else, and she just was transporting the baby. The baby could have something happened before they went to the donut shop. She went in, act like, this is where she was really going, frantically left the parking lot like something happened or something like that, and then took the baby to the hospital. Because why is there they can't figure this out?
What could have happened in the house? Like, sometimes people do take their car seats out of the car and bring them in every time if they live in a neighborhood where somebody might break into the car for it.
For a car seat?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've had mine stolen before.
What?
Yeah.
They broke into your car for a car seat?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
But it was in Fresno. That's no, it's.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Wow. I don't know. Possibly. I just don't understand why, since this is such an outlandish story, because they said they're not looking for any suspects. The only people they're looking for there's no one, pretty much. They're only looking into them. So is it that they already have something that they're looking into? Because from my understanding right now, she's out again on bail. From my understanding currently, she's out on bail currently.
Mm-hmm.
So are they not trying to let her know what they know, or what? Like, this just doesn't make sense. It's too
Oh no, they won't
too perfect.
They won't
to
tell
where they don't know anything, huh?
Tell her what they know.
No, they're not going to. Definitely want to. South National says, I just did business in Fresno. What business was you doing in Fresno? No, I have a thing of Fresno because that's where one of my favorites, I call her my aunt, but she's really my second cousin, was murdered. She was burned alive in her apartment, and like the family, I was younger, won't look into it, and I've always wanted to look into it, but everybody is like, do not look into it. And I want to know why and why did this happen? Like, she was such a beautiful person, like, why? And then when the crime scene is explained of what rooms were doused with the gasoline, I just like want to look into it. I'm like holding back on it, but I know it's going to just eventually I'm going to have to look into it. Okay. I have a restaurant equipment cleaning business. All right. So you're in Cali area. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to I gotta go check on the Layla. And we're gonna get on to the last story. We're gonna wrap this right up. So all right, let's get to this young lady here. So she is very ungrateful to me. She decided that, I mean, to me, I'm going to show you some more of like her history, and I'm wrapping this up with this because I have a lot more to look into with this young lady. But it doesn't seem like she had like the greatest upbringing or anything like that. But this woman was amazing enough to take on her daughter and take care of her through all of this young lady's struggles. So what it seems like to me is that the father of her daughter, his mother, so the paternal grandmother, decided to take custody of the little girl. She did not appreciate this. I don't know how soon she got the custody, but the little girl was now 3 years old. And for a mother to put their child in such a traumatic situation like this, I don't respect this girl at all. So let's go ahead and look into this. Let me see. Let me read you a little bit of it first. Hold on. Before I even go into this. So her name is, I'm going to say it wrong, Tranisa. So Tranisa Watts, she, you guys are going to laugh at me when I say these names because I say them so messed up. Kentoria Edwards, which is her daughter's paternal grandmother, took her into custody. The little girl's name is Jordan Page. She decided that much, so she decided to meet up with the grandmother at a Starbucks. I don't know if they were just going to meet up to talk or whatever. She could see her daughter, but she decided when she got there that she was going to take this woman's life that was taking care of her daughter for this amount of time and kidnap her daughter, and she thought she was going to get away with it. And so before she was even able to get away, the police came and was able to apprehend her. So I'm going to just go ahead and play the video for you guys. And it's sad that people have to take it to this level. Like, get yourself together to where you can build a good relationship between you and this paternal grandmother, that you can have a relationship with you and your daughter. Eventually, I'm sure this woman sees you on the right path and is going to do her granddaughter great. She wouldn't have any problem with giving you partial custody or even full custody if she knows her granddaughter is going to be taken care of. So here we go.
Richardson police charged a woman with capital murder after they say she shot and killed her child's paternal grandmother at a Starbucks.
Police say Tranisa Watts does not have custody of her little girl, Jordan. The child's grandmother, Kentoria Edwards, did. And they say Watts pulled out a gun and shot Edwards in front of the child in order to take her. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager live in Richardson with the story. Peyton.
Heather, and Kentoria Edwards had custody of the child for the majority of her life. Family members tell me the child's mother and now accused murderer is not involved. They rarely met up, but last night Edwards agreed to meet up here at this Richardson Starbucks.
It's just sad because he took full custody of her to have a better life.
Jasmine Parnell says her aunt, 52-year-old Kentoria Goodson Edwards, always put her family first. Edwards was the legal guardian of her 3-year-old granddaughter, Jordan.
She loved Jordan a lot. She died protecting her granddaughter.
Monday evening, police say 3-year-old Jordan witnessed her grandmother's murder on a Starbucks patio in Richardson. The child's mother, 23-year-old Tranisa Watts, now the accused killer.
I don't know what was going on in her mind on that day, yesterday, but they haven't had no contact with her.
Parnell says prior to the Starbucks meetup, Watts showed up at Edwards' Richardson home looking for Edwards and 3-year-old Jordan, but neither were home. Later that evening at 7 p.m., Edwards agreed to meet Watts at a nearby Starbucks along with another adult family member. According to investigators, Watts then pulled out a gun and shot Edwards before picking up her child and trying to leave the parking lot. Richardson police arrived on scene in time to stop Watts from getting away, taking her into custody. 3-year-old Jordan was unharmed. Edwards was rushed to the hospital with a gunshot wound where she died.
Pure evilness, because my auntie loved her granddaughter.
Edwards' family says Watts is estranged from Jordan's father and has not been a part of the toddler's life. Public records show nearly 20 criminal case filings against Watts since 2016 for robbery and multiple cases of assault and theft. And records show she served time in prison. Child Protective Services would not comment on any history it had with Watts. Edwards leaves behind 3 children.
Right here.
Her husband.
This is her and her husband, Kenneth.
And a loving family spread out across North Texas. all who plan on making sure little Jordan is taken care of.
She's still going to be able to be in a good environment with her father and all our family, her other grandparents. She's very loved all over.
Watts sits in jail tonight with a $1 million bond. Edwards' family hopes to hold her funeral next weekend. Back to you.
So, since they won't show you guys some of her arrest records, I will. So, Jeanette, check this out.
Oh, you have those. I want to see.
I didn't get them all because there's 20. I got what I could get. So I'm still looking into this because this is like one that I was like, okay, let's go ahead and share this with you guys. Right here. Boom. So let's take a look. So it says Tranisa Watts arrested dating back to 2016, theft. I'm thinking theft of property from $100 to $750, assault with bodily injury twice, criminal trespassing 4 times, probation violations, robbery, violation of probation, assault with bodily injury, all of these. So here are her mugshots. So look how far this is like going back. Look at the transformation from here on. It's just getting worse. Worse and worse and worse. Let me see if I can because when I brought it up the most recent information that I could find. So let's see if there's anything extra on her. Let's check her out.
Like, do you think she could have? I don't know.
That's the woman that was taking care of this little girl.
The babies were 4, 3, and 2?
No. This is a whole nother case. This is a whole other situation. This is the situation that was the situation with Jalexus. This is Tranisa Watts had a daughter by this woman right here on the screen's son.
Okay. She was shot at the Starbucks.
She shot this woman at the Starbucks when she brought the daughter to come and either visit with her, whatever the case may be. But she was trying to take the daughter. In the process, she shot this woman and killed her. A woman that's been taking care of this little girl this whole time. I don't know whatever was going on, but the family says Tranisa didn't really have no dealings with them. So did she just come up one day and was like, okay, I want my daughter and set this up to get, what was her thought process? You thought she was just going to murder this lady, take your daughter, and I was going to live happily ever after? You took this woman's life that has taking care of your child up to her being 3 years old. And to me, she wasn't saying to do this in front of her daughter. Her daughter, even though she's 3, tragic things stick in your mind. Because there's things from me being way young that I'm like, why could I even remember that? I don't remember anything else. No fun, happy times, but tragic things I remember from a young age. Her daughter is going to forever remember when her mother shot her grandmother, who she loved dearly, in her face and tried to kidnap her.
Well, sometimes things happen in the heat of passion. And if you're
I
dealing with
understand that.
if you're dealing with somebody who's violent to begin with,
Mhm.
this looks like a person who is violent to begin with. She has a long list of stuff like that. So she probably didn't get her way and was having a temper tantrum.
Yeah.
And it's scary when people have temper tantrums with guns, because that's what happens.
Yes, but also this young lady, Jasmine, was saying Tranisa didn't have too much contact with the family.
With her daughter too? Or with...
To me, that's what it seems like from what she was saying. Is like it wasn't too much, like this wasn't expected. Like, to me, what it seemed like was maybe she was contacting here and there, but this day she was like, look, I want to see my daughter. And the lady was like, okay, yeah, I'll bring her. 7 p.m. at night.
Oh, she might have planned that.
You know what I'm saying? And then you come and then shoot this woman.
Because it won't.
You see the baby pictures they have of her. So she had to have had her from like months.
She had custody, right?
Yeah. Paternal had custody. So, it's more when it's a mother and like the maternal grandmother has custody because like the mother is closer.
Right.
For some reason, mothers feel like they have more say so than a father. And to me, if a father is that active, sometimes they're more active than a mother. Because I have a friend that I always look up to, and I'm going to say his name. His name is Shannon Bow. He's from my hood or whatever. But I've always respected him because he had, he gotten a girl pregnant. A girl that I also knew, from my area. And to me, I felt like she could have been a way better mother. And she did some foul stuff to me as well, too. Like with her being in her haze or whatever she was doing. But he said, hey, I'm going to take my daughter. And he raised this little girl, an amazing little girl. He's still with her to this day.
Right.
The mother went off, had other kids. I don't know the relationship between them, but he, as a father, a single father, has raised this little girl amazingly. And I'm just like, dang, that is beautiful that men can actually say, hey, you're not in your right mind. You're out here running the streets. I'm going to take my daughter, not son, my daughter, and I'm going to raise her. And for some reason, it's always stuck in my mind when I think of things like that. And he probably doesn't even know this, but he sticks in my mind like he is an amazing father. He really has done any and everything to make sure his daughter was good.
Right.
And it wasn't like his mom was doing it or whatever. No, he was active in this little girl's life. And I love that part of it. So it's not only women that feel like they can, have to have the kid. And some women feel like, oh, I gave birth, so it's me. But sometimes women can give birth to a child and have no attachment to them,
Well, I mean, my husband's here, but and he's a great dad.
Yeah.
But I couldn't, like, I don't think I could live with like my kids sleeping under another roof.
Right.
When I want to know like where my kids are when I go
at all times. Yep. And that's with me too. And even with my son, I'm a single mom or whatever, and I would just want to make sure, I don't mind, go with your dad, do whatever, hang out, do your boy stuff. But from what my son talks to me about, and he's like, yo, he told me when he was younger, like, when I go with dad, like, he always tells me to go with the kids and be with the kids. But my son is very, I don't know. He reminds me of like a little grown man. He's like, I want to hang out with my dad. I don't want to be with the kids. I want to hang out with my dad. So that made me say, look, if you're going to take your kid, you take him. I don't even care if it's for 2 hours. Take him and be with him. He wants to be with you and hang out, bro time. He don't want you to come get him and send him with your friends' kids. He wants to hang out with his father.
Right.
Not to you come get him. Yeah, he's with you, but he's with your kids, with your friends' kids, and then you're with your friends. He wants to be with his dad because he's like, I want to do this with my dad. And Messiah talks so adultish, it freaks me out sometimes. I'm like, you're in that little body. Like, what the heck? And so I just want him to have that relationship with his father to where he can hang out with his dad. I'm not saying take him for the full time. I'm willing to do any and everything because I chose to keep my son. They told me I couldn't have any kids, and I got pregnant. I'm like, look, I'm gonna keep him. So I feel like it is my responsibility, but at the same time, I ain't do it by myself. So at least make him feel comfortable. F me. Make him feel wanted. Make him feel, because he says a lot of times, like, why doesn't my dad like me? I say, dad loves you. Like, why do you say that? And I think he figures that just because he sees some kids where the dad comes get them every day from school. So he figures, I don't know. And then he talks about this one little girl because the mom and the dad goes and gets the little girl every day. So I don't know if he's seeing certain relationships and is trying to put himself in that scenario. But I'm like, no, like, I know his dad loves him to, like, their splitting image look like each other. I'm like, I know that he loves you. Like, why are you feeling that way? But I can't make him feel any other way that he feels, So I don't know. It's just hard that I get emotional about it because I'm like, I can't make your dad call you every day. I can't make your dad do anything. And I even told his dad, like, look, I'm new at being a mom. Like, you're new at being a dad. This is my first kid. This is your first kid. Like, I can't teach you how to be a dad because I'm trying to learn how to be a mom. And so, I don't know. Sai asks a lot of questions, but it's like sometimes I feel like his dad feels like I tell him bad stuff. And I'm like, I would never do that because I know that this is my son's well-being. I would never tell him anything bad to mess up his his mind about his dad, because that's now me being selfish. If anything, even though I feel a certain way, I'd never let my son see that. I don't even care if his dad literally told me, I don't care about him. I don't want this. I don't want to deal with him. I'd never tell my son that. I'll be like, daddy's working, daddy's doing whatever. I would never tell my son that to mess up his mind. Like, why would I do that? So, I mean, his dad's never said any of that. I'm not going to say that. His dad's never said any of that. But I'm saying with just the, not really being present type deal. Sai's very smart and he asks questions and I don't know how to answer them all the time. And I'd be like, well, call your dad. That's why I got him his own cell phone. I'm like, call your dad. You got your cell phone. He can call you. You go, do what you need to do. You got your cell phone. Do what you need to do. Right now, I took it from him because of his behavior and stuff like that. But if his dad didn't call, I would give him the phone for that purpose only, not to play on games or anything. But I'm just like, I want you to have any relationship that you can have because I don't want to. I don't want to come in between that. That has nothing to do with it. My relationship with him has nothing to do with with their relationship. At the end of the day, that would always be his dad. At the end of the day, I made the decision to keep a child with him. I have to be an adult and
co-parent. That's it.
Exactly. And make my child, F my feelings, make my child feel comfortable in the whole situation.
Right.
So even though it's like, oh, well, you're bitter, you're this or that, I'm not bitter. My bitterness comes from every time my son comes and asks questions, and I'm just like, yeah, Poppy, yeah, no, we'll call that. Yeah, maybe he'll answer next time. Maybe he'll come get you next time. Maybe da 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 da. That's where I have my bitterness, because it's just like, I don't feel like I should have to do that. Like, just do what you gotta do, like.
Yeah, because that's like, eventually he's going to feel like you're lying to him.
But I'm not lying to him. Well, I am lying to him because his dad really doesn't put forth any effort.
Like,
but I'm not going to tell him that. Like,
kids are smart or smarter than people think. So, like, eventually he's going to be like, Mom keeps saying next time. You know what I mean? He's going to answer.
But what can I say? I mean, if he's putting a woman in front of his child because he wants to make her feel comfortable, what can I do? I can only tell my son, I can only do so much to make him feel comfortable. I cannot make a man do what he needs to do. I just can't.
Nope, you can't.
I can't. Like, I can facilitate. You don't got to hit me up on my phone. I gave my son his own phone, so you can hit him up on his phone. You ain't even got to hit me up. Hit him up. I don't really want to have to do anything with that, because once you separated yourself and did it that far, I was kind of like, okay, you really just are that type of person that I didn't know that you were. So I'll completely cut myself out, so that way my son can have a relationship with a man he needs to have a relationship with. And the conversations me and him have together, it hurts me sometimes. I'm just like, yo, like, you really feel that way? And to know that a 5, now 6-year-old has that intellect, it's crazy, because I'm like, how do you even have all those feelings? I didn't even know I had those feelings at that age, but how he expresses it to me is just crazy. Like,
no, kids are smart, and people, like,
I didn't realize that, but I do now. And that's why I give him his leeway, and I just give it to him, because I don't want it to be like, she's this, she's that, she's this. And then my next question comes in as, okay, it's been years now. I've received no help. People always want to come and say, oh, only bitter girls want to get child support. I don't want to get child support. I want us to have an agreement to where we can talk about it, and we don't got to. I don't want courts involved, because I don't want to keep going to court dates and do all of that.
Okay, so that right there is gaslighting a little bit.
But I have not. Listen.
No, I'm not saying
I've not went and seeked for any of that.
No, I'm saying
from day one. It's just like, when can I receive help?
You're being gaslighted, because you are allowed, your child deserves support from both parents, period.
Yeah.
And that's why the law is the way it is. It's not even about you. He deserves support from both parents. And sometimes people want to, or the other parent wants to say, oh, I don't want to give her the money because she's going to do her nails. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Not even it, Jeanette. That's not even it.
Right.
Like,
it's not right.
That's not even it. Like, literally, the little bit I've asked for is way less than if I were to go. And I just don't want them in our business. I feel like we're adults. We should be able to talk about it. I don't need to go for child support. Why do we need to do child support? But now I'm feeling, after 4 years now of receiving a couple of shirts, a couple of pair of shoes,
right,
maybe $400 in these years. It's just like, I'm doing it by myself and I'm not complaining, but with now him wanting to do jujitsu, sports, this and this and that, I'm forking all of this out.
No, it's
no help at all.
But he deserves to have the support of both.
But I'm gonna give him that no matter what,
Right.
even if I'm not getting it. But it's like when I'm now saying, okay, well, I do want to look into child support, but I really don't. I really don't. Like, that is like the dread of me. I do not want to deal with courts because I feel like as adults, we should be able to come up with an agreement. I do not feel like a court should dictate anything. I don't feel like we should have a visitation. You want to pick your kid up? Pick your kid up. You want to drop them off? Drop them off. Like, I just don't feel like it has to be. I do not like courts.
Right.
I do not want to have to say at this time. I don't like authority.
Nope. Nobody does.
So I don't want to have somebody say at this time you pick them up at this time. We should just be able to be like, okay, you want to come pick them up this weekend? Come get them. You want to get them on Tuesday? Get them. You want to do this? Get them. I don't feel like there needs to be a court order. I do not want court orders, and that's why I'm not pushing for it. But now I'm feeling like I need to, because now that he's getting older and wanting to do more things, I can afford it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got him in one thing, but he wants to do soccer. He wants to do basketball. He wants to do, and I just don't have all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am trying to be as lenient as I can, but at this point, it's like, I'm going to give it maybe a couple more months, and then I'm going to just have to go ahead and chop it up, as I don't want to deal with it and deal with the courts. But it's just like, yo, if your life becomes before your son, then...
Yeah, I think people don't want to, Naomi, but sometimes it's necessary because people sometimes need other people to step in and negotiate those things.
Like that. Like, I really don't. I don't want the white man telling me what to do with my child.
Right.
I feel like we should just be able to be like,
he shouldn't want
you
that.
can hit your son up on his phone because your girlfriend got a problem with it. Whatever the case may be, I don't want you. So none of that even should matter. You should be able to hit me up and be like, hey, I'm going to come pick them up, or we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Can you take them? Can you do this? Whatever. But monthly, I'm literally giving my all for my son, and you're just living freely, happy, doing whatever you want and not caring. That's not fair. But I've been dealing with it for now 4 years. Yeah. I don't understand, like, how long should it take for you? This is going to be my next topic. How long should it take for you to not be the bitter woman, for a man to not care for his child, for you to then be like, okay, I'm going to go now and do child support, since they're saying, you know, when you do child support, you're bitter and you just want to get money. I don't want money from you. I need help.
But that's gaslighting, and it's a way to make you not do that. And that's the point, is a child deserves support from both parents, not one, both.
And it's only me.
And there's a lot of single parents out there that do it all by themselves.
Yeah, it's only me.
But still, like, even though you're giving this full support, it's still half of the resources your child would get.
Yeah.
If the other parent would just step up.
And then I don't like
kids are expensive.
The fact bills to pay.
What
do you mean? What do you mean you got bills to pay? Like, you can't. Like, I'm just confused on what are you trying to say by that? Like, you can't what?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means, but I feel like it's past the point of me being bitter and just trying to get child support.
But you can't say that. You can't say, I have bills to pay. You have to pay what are the priorities for your son first. That's how it is. Like, when
that's how I've been living. Like, literally, I don't buy myself clothes.
Right.
I might
That's what
get a
I was
little
about
something
to
here and there.
say.
I don't do anything for myself. It's literally all going towards my son because that's all I have enough for.
When
And so it's
you
like
have
you
kids,
get
you
to live
buy.
lavishly and do whatever you want to
Right.
do, but I gotta like struggle to take care of a life you help bring into
Right.
this world. Like, I don't understand, but
When you have kids, you buy for them what they want before you buy anything for
and
yourself.
that's
That's
how I
just
am.
how it is.
And
Even
that's
if it is roadblocks sometimes.
and
Have
even
that
though it
problem.
is Legos and these Transformers that he wants, I freaking and you know what his dad said? He's like, why are you even giving a birthday party if he's acting up? But I understand. I shouldn't understand, but I do understand why he's acting up because he does come and talk to me. He's telling me, like, Mom, why doesn't my dad love me? I said, why do you keep saying that? And that bothers me that he says that because I know that his dad does, I know the man he was before he became the man he is now. He does love him, and he constantly be like, well, my friend is this and my friend's dad this. And I'm just like, yo, it hurts my feelings that he feels that way. But I know that if it wasn't for the situation he's wrapping himself up in, that he would be there. And so it is hurting him a lot. And I'm just like, I don't know how much I can continue to lie to him. But I'm not going to be like, oh, well, your dad has other things to do. Your dad's working, because his excuse is always like, well, I'm at work. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I got to do this. But I told him today, like, look, when you have a child, the selfishness ceased. You have to now help this child flourish and grow. It's no longer about me. I can't be selfish anymore. My past career that I was doing, I was so all about me. I was just thought I was so cute. Now I don't care about myself. I literally will go get a $3.99 dress, put it on, and whatever. I'll get some flip-flops, whatever. But I want to make sure my son is okay, straight, and happy. That's all I care about at this point. And I don't know. Hey, News. Wait, why is it not moving? Oh, there it goes. Hey, News. How are you, boo? You want to pop up? Because I know you may can touch on this situation. We going a little deeper than we was talking about, but we always get there anyway. Let me toss this in there. I don't know, Jeanette, because not to be in your business, but all of your kids are by the same guy.
No.
Okay. So your husband now, hold on, News. Your husband now, what kids are by him? The last? How many?
They're all my husband's kids.
Okay.
But my last one isn't like biologically his, but he's his. My last one isn't biologically his.
Okay.
But he's his.
But it's his.
Yeah.
So would you ever try to make that child feel separate? No, right?
No, they all are his kids on paper, and here they're his kids. They're all his kids, but not biologically.
Huh? News. Hey. News. Hey, are you hearing what we're talking about right now?
Yeah, I was trying to jump on that one day when you was talking about your son, but my Wi-Fi and stuff was messing up because I was driving, and then the one girl in the comments, she kind of ticked me off because you was talking about your son and you was talking about how the doctor said he might be bored and all this stuff, and I had asked you, was the doctor black? And then she was like, it don't matter if he black or not. It was like a white girl in the comments, and she's like, it don't matter if he's black. And she just starts going off. So I was trying to get up to address her. I forgot what her name was, but she always got something.
I'm gonna have to go look. You gotta let me know in the DMs.
Yeah, she always got something slick to say. But the only reason why I had asked that question was because usually doctors don't say stuff like that. Usually they want to, go straight to medication and all that. So I
No,
was
my
like,
doctor's he's white. He's white
mhm, mhm.
or some type of Caucasian. He's white. And he has
Yeah.
had my son from newborn. He literally circumcised him and everything. And his diagnosis was like he's normal. He's what every 3 to 6 year old is gonna be. Like,
Mhm.
of course, they're gonna be like have a little bit of energy. He said, but he's not. He doesn't consider him as ADHD. And I had another woman assess him too. She doesn't consider him ADHD either because he can like literally sit in a spot. He may be doing stuff, but he's not all over the place. So they're like, no. And then
Because
his
he could.
one-on-one specialist, his
Mhm.
one-on-one specialist said that he has I'm going to say it wrong because I didn't get the full thing of it. But when he's in a stressful situation, he will act out because he can't control his emotions. Like if he's stressed out, he'll just act out. It's called
Yeah.
something that is called.
So did they ever tell you to get him tested for being like on the autism spectrum?
That's what we all did. He's not on the autism spectrum. He's not ADHD. He said that he may in 2 more years or a year and a half reevaluate him, but he said that he's not ADHD either. And he's not on the spectrum either. I'd be still like, but he said
Well,
no, that he's not.
because some of the stuff you talk about and some of the stuff like
Ew.
when I see him, he reminds me of my youngest, and my youngest is on the autism spectrum.
Spectrum.
Um,
And I say that
so
all the time. And
because
then
it's a
but
big
2 of them said
spectrum,
no,
like
he's not. And I'm like, well, do you think that he's on what's the higher part of it to where they're highly function, right?
it's
Okay,
still the
so
same, but it's highly functioning. Yeah.
So I'm like, so well, can he be highly functioning? They're like, no. 2 doctors have told me no. And so I'm having them go to, I'm not trying to, guys, don't make it seem like I'm trying to make my son be autistic. I'm
Well,
not.
no, I don't think you
I'm not
are
trying
because
to
at
make him
first.
be autistic, but I just want to make sure he's not.
No,
So,
listen, Naomi. I don't believe you're trying to make him be autistic because
okay. Because some
at
people are
first
like, you're trying to
at
make him
first
so hard be it. And I'm like, I'm not.
no, who would
no at
do that?
first I was thinking you were in denial a little bit, to be honest, because I was like all the stuff she talks about. Because at first you really was like, nah, he's not ADHD. You didn't never say you got him tested. You just was saying he wasn't. So I
This
just
is
thought
vision
you
I
wasn't.
did. I did.
Yeah, I just thought you wasn't getting them tested. So I'm like, maybe she's just in denial a little bit. And then when you were talking about it, and then your doctor said, and sometimes you got to just fight because they did that with my youngest one. They told me, no, he's a regular, he's just a regular 3-4. At the time when he was doing all this stuff, he was like 3-4 years old. And they're like, oh, he's just a regular
So
4-year-old.
question real quick. What age, okay, because this is what the doctor told me. He was like, well, from 3 to 5 years old, they expect that. He said now once if he gets 8 years old and he's still all over the place, but he said that since when he goes into the doctor's office, and this is like his pediatrician from like a peanut, like in my stomach. So he's like, when he comes in here, he can I can have him sit in a chair. He may be like touching the sign or reading or doing whatever he's doing, but he's not jumping around the place.
And so he might not have the hyper part. That just might be it. He just might not have the hyper part.
Right.
But it's something there because, like I said, the part where you're saying he has to touch something, he has to be looking around and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something there.
Not really with me, but I feel look, I think that it's different though with me. I think it's situational. Because with me, I could be like, sit down, don't say nothing, da 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 da. And he'll be like, but if people come around or like his nana, because his nana or my dad kind of like will trigger me and like be like, you're that da, 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 da. So he knows he can get away with stuff, so he'll start doing all of that. So I think he's very manipulative, and that's why I'm like, I don't know if that has to do with autism, like where they're kind of manipulating. I
Usually
don't
they
know.
are because when with me, he's not like that either. But everywhere else is different. Everybody else can see it is different. You know what I'm saying? But then mine's he have a little bit of extra stuff that he does that I know for a fact. You know, like he tears he like his bed right now. I got to get a new bed. He has a hole in it because he dug out the bed. Like
Why?
he dug a hole into the bed.
Why?
I don't know why, but that's what he did. But like,
Well,
and it's
maybe
not
there's
even.
a reason why. Did you ask him? I mean, I feel like
No, it's
even
not.
if
It's
kids
not
do
a
have
reason why though.
anything,
It's because of his condition. Like, it's not
no, but
because
even if
like.
he has a condition, you don't feel like there's a reason why. If you even ask him, like, "Hey, why'd you do this?"
I
He'll give
can't.
you a reason. It may not be super logical, but he'll be like, "Well, I did it because of this."
No.
No,
It's
okay.
deeper. It's deeper than that. When they have something going on with them, it's deeper than that.
Because if I ask him why he does stuff, he'll be like, "Well, I was mad," or "You told me I couldn't do this, so I did this." He'll tell me why. So he doesn't tell you why he would do that. Like maybe he
Well,
was
no.
like it was dirty, or
Well, you know, like the DSM-5, like it's changed. So they've made it. They've changed some of the things on the autism spectrum. I don't know why, but they did that years, like I want to say like 3 or 4 years ago when they changed it. So I think it's making it harder for people to get that diagnosis. Like
because I want
Cordell
to tell you
doesn't have an
something,
autism diagnosis, but
dude.
my
I'm
other
gonna
two kids.
show you my other cousins that are high on the spectrum. But I'm going to do that personal with you just because so we can talk about that. But no, don't think I'm in denial. Whatever my son needs, he needs.
Oh, so
But I
Naomi,
want
you
them
have a
to give
family
me
history?
that diagnosis, and the school, well, the particular teacher wants that specific diagnosis that she wants, and the doctor's like, I don't see that. I don't see that. I took them
Well,
to
you know why
British
too, Naomi.
but I'm gonna do 2 more doctors that I'm gonna try to send him to. But she's like, well, if you don't do this, then we can't get funding for him. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was gonna tell you. So if the school deems him, you know, if they would have approved him, they would have to pay. So the school usually never approves the kid because they don't want to pay. The school has to pay for it. So, you know, if your doctor or whoever, you know, then that comes out of your medical, whatever your coverage is. But if it happens through the school, they have to pay. So usually they deny. Just like I was saying, they denied him, but he ended up stabbing a kid and being expelled from school. You know what I'm saying? So
your kid
this was at 4.
at 4 years old?
Yeah.
But see, Naomi, you can make the school, I told you before, because his behaviors are affecting the classroom, you can make them give him an independent evaluation. And they do
Well,
it.
because now I'm trying to, well, my doctor told me, no, I can't get an ITP. I can't get an ITP just because they said his academics are excelling his grade level.
I don't think that matters.
It
I don't
doesn't.
think
It
that.
doesn't
I don't
matter.
think it
Listen,
matters
let me
because
tell you
his
guys what they're telling
behaviors.
me in my district because I'm trying. So they said I can't do that. So his doctor said, get a 504 plan. He said, because this teacher right now is trying to make these kids be like they're in college. She wants them to sit there like this or whatever. And I told her in the beginning, I already have him in first grade booklets. He's already now in the beginning of
Well,
in the middle of
sometimes
the
you
year.
can get the IEP, Naomi. I
He
don't know how
can't.
San Diego works, but I know out here you could get an IEP on behavioral and emotional and stuff. It doesn't have to be
Let me
on
tell you, they're not
academic.
going to do it for me because I tried to get him an IEP. They said the only option I have, because out here, an IEP is if they have an individual educational plan, is if they're not learning at a certain pace.
No, it's not learning.
Well,
Well,
this is what
not
I'm
out
telling
here.
you what it is here. And
Yeah,
since he's not, since he's beyond that and it's behavioral, now he has behavioral specialists. He
that's
has
weird though that they would
impact.
do that.
He has now that I've been pushing it, because they weren't trying to give me an appointment with them to get the 504 plan or anything like that. After the doctor told him he does not need medication. He literally had him sit there and do an evaluation in front of him, and he sat there and did it perfectly. And he's like, no. But the thing is with Messiah, and I'm going to be honest, there's another little kid in his class. He has a couple of other issues, but once he gets turned up, he ain't going to turn down. So once they playing and all that type of stuff and you want to calm him down, no. He's going to go from 0
And
to
that's
100.
what I'm saying. That's
all.
a trait.
Did
That's
he
a
get
trait
the
of a child.
He got the 504 plan, right? He did?
Well, the doctor asked for it for the school, but they were like, oh, we didn't get it. They've been saying they didn't get it. So I said, look, I'm going to call today and I'm going to make sure you have it, because you guys keep saying you guys didn't get it. But another person that helps him with his behavior was like, well, we think they don't want to do it because now that you're informed of what you can dictate and not, they're not going to want to conform to that.
Yeah, because once he's on that 504, they're not going to be able to like suspend him and stuff like that.
Exactly. And they're not going to want to conform to that. And so she said that's why they're not trying to rush it, how they were trying to rush everything after. Because I know once he's out of the class with this one particular kid, because this is the kid that turns him up every time. Every time there's an issue, it's the one particular kid, and that's because, and they're best friends, but they turn each other up completely. They don't want to switch any classrooms.
See, the 504 will put him in that area where he's a protected class, and they consider that somebody, an individual with a disability. So they're going to force you to get a actual diagnosis before they're gonna.
Well, he has a diagnosis. I can't remember the name, but it's something like basically under very stressful situations, he's gonna act out. I don't remember the name. I'm gonna remember it next time I talk to you guys. But it's something like under very stressful situations, he's gonna act out because multiple people are not doing the ADHD or ADD or anything like that. It's because he doesn't just act out. It's when it's too much for him, or if somebody's yelling at him or telling him, like, specifically, you sit down and you do this. If it's too stressful, he just flips out.
So he is kind of acting out, though, because
quote unquote
regular kids.
That's what the doctor said, that he didn't like that the lady was trying to say that he did, because when he was like telling them certain stuff, like, he'll listen. Like, literally, Messiah will listen. Like, you'd be like, especially like, say you guys told him something and he's not active with you guys all the time. You're like, sit down, Messiah. He'll sit down because he doesn't know who you are.
But look, if they think he has a conduct disorder, they should be putting him on a 504 plan.
Mm-hmm. What's a conduct disorder? Say it again.
What you just described.
Yeah.
Like what? Like he doesn't.
How you said that, like if he's hyped up and she's like sit down or whatever, and he's not really sitting down and stuff like that, that's a conduct disorder. So if she feels like that's the problem, they should be willing to do that and work with him.
Well, he does have it. Well, if that's what it is, he does.
There's a bunch of diagnoses under that are conduct disorders.
Okay, well, that's it. Like, because the thing is, he keeps telling me is he keeps getting mad because there's a particular student, since we're on live, I'm not going to say the name, but it's a particular student that keeps telling him, like, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're this, you're that. And so he takes it to heart. And when he does that, like, he gets mad and, like, he'll try to, like, hit him or something like that. And the teacher, like, try to push him back or whatever the case may be. But the teacher's like, well, I don't never hear anybody say anything to him, but he keeps saying that the kids are saying this. So I'm like, do you think you just keep saying this and they're not saying that?
And I mean, some kids can whisper. Now that the teachers need to quit acting stupid, because
and that's what's pissing me off, because she's like, I didn't hear it, so I don't know.
You know how kids can whisper to other kids and make that they know that kid is gonna go off if they say something to that kid, so they're gonna whisper and get that kid in trouble. Come on now, she should have her common sense.
And that's what pisses me off, because he keeps saying this kid keep calling him booty face. It's booty face, You know the stupid names, booty face, like you're not smart, and like something else with booty, some crap with booty or whatever.
Well,
And
see,
so
that's
he told me the kid keeps going like this to him. And then so Messiah he's trying to fighting him. I'm like, don't fight him for that. That's not a reason to fight him.
Look,
And
so a conduct disorder, people frequent tantrums or episodes of anger, excessive anger with adults, especially those who are authority figures, does not want to comply with adults' requests, always complaining or questioning or disobeying the rules, blaming others for misbehaviors or mistakes, easily gets irritated, and vindictiveness.
I wouldn't say that's him because he's only like that. Like, okay, so at his birthday party, the same little boy that's in his class was like calling him the booty names or whatever. And that's when he got upset and was fighting him in the jumper. So it's not, he doesn't really have defiance with adults unless when he's trying to go after the student and you're holding him back, he's going to be like, no. So what I didn't like is the teacher, she was holding him and he was doing this and he hit her and she was like, oh, he did this and that. But if you grab him, of course, he's trying to get to another kid. He's going to do this and he hits you. He wasn't like boom. He didn't hit her.
But see, what she was trying to do was because that's a form of them trying to restrain them and calm them
They're
down.
not allowed to do that.
But at the same time, do you know that that's gonna have to get under control because
it does.
Now,
it does. I don't mind it, but I'm saying
well, now they're arresting little kids. That's what I'm afraid of. They're starting to arrest. This little girl was 6. She got arrested. This other little boy got arrested at 8. So now they're starting to do that. Like the little boy, the little girl did something at school. The teachers, they called the police and they end up arresting the little girl. So, it's getting scary on the way they treat kids these days.
Right.
So, but like I said, when he was 4 and he stabbed that other kid, I had been fighting at school, trying to get him tested for this and that. And they're like, no, he's just a normal 4-year-old boy having behavior problems, blah, blah, blah. I used to go peek in at him.
No. News. What did the kid do to him for him to do that? Did he just do it or a kid did something to him?
Well, they was outside playing, I guess in the little sandbox thing, and he stabbed him with the little fork thing that they play with. It's not an actual, you know how they have the little forks in the sand?
The little plastic thing?
Yeah, the little plastic pictures. But it actually did. It did actually stab the boy though. It actually stabbed him and made him bleed. So it actually stabbed him.
The plastic thing?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, he got kicked out of that school.
That means your son did it with some force if that thing.
I don't know how much force or what, but yeah. But, I kept fighting because they didn't want to test him for autism. They didn't want to do none of that because I had been researching and I had told his own doctor because his own doctor said no, same thing like how yours is. And I said, because she said, oh, he looks people in the eye and all this. I'm like, that's not the spectrum no more.
But
it's a wide spectrum now.
My son won't look me when he's mad. He won't look me in the eye. I have to be like, look me in my eyes. So that can't be. I think they're putting stuff in there to try to make it seem, but everything is not cookie cutter.
Well, look though. They have a lot
because they can't just say because your son is looking him in the eye that means not, or vice versa.
Well, that's what she was trying to say, but I kept fighting, and I told her, regardless of what you feel, I want to a referral to a specialist. So I ended up taking him to a neurologist and all that. So he did end up getting diagnosed on the autism spectrum.
But he had neurologists too. They're telling me no, and I feel like
did you take him to a psychiatrist also?
I'm getting psychiatrist now because I'll tell you why I'm getting psychiatrist now.
No, you have to. It ain't even a reason why. Like, you got to take them to the psychiatrist and get evaluated.
No. I'm gonna tell you why I'm pushing it now because I did I've done so much stuff in this time because I'm like I want to know what's going on.
Well, in autism, there's a lot of criteria, right? You don't have to
Yeah,
meet, I don't know if it's 10 or 12. You don't have to meet all of those 10 or
you don't.
12. You only have to meet 7 of them.
Okay.
So
I never
I
knew how
remember that
many
it's
because they never
7.
told me.
I keep saying that, like, I feel like
Well, I know it's 7
there is
because
some level of it, and they just keep telling me no, no, no. And I don't want to force it on my kid like I got Munchausen or something.
I know
But
it's 7 because Taylor and William have it, but Cordell, when I had him tested, they said he met 6 of the criteria, and he would have had to meet 7 to get that diagnosis. But the school still gives him services under autism.
okay. See, they
And
want anything, and I feel like
when you take
now
them
they're
to the,
starting to try to push me under the category as like, you want something to be wrong. I don't want anything to be wrong.
you're just trying
I
to
just
find
want
out
you
what's going on before it gets.
exactly. I
Yeah,
want to know what's going on with the different behaviors that I've been around kids all my life. My mom has had a daycare. I've seen autistic. I've seen all types of different children, and I don't feel like he's high on it, but I feel like something's there.
there's certain things because, like I'm telling you, with my son, if you see my son and he come, say me and you met up and then let him and your son play, you're never gonna know. You're never gonna know, until
How are
something
they gonna
happens.
know? How are you gonna know?
That's the thing. Unless you live with me, then you see the certain little things that he does. Like I can't let him brush his teeth by himself without putting the toothpaste on there because he'll
Why?
freaking eat all the toothpaste. It's certain little stuff he does. You know what I'm saying? That people can't see. And yeah,
Right.
And then, like you're saying that my son wouldn't do that, but it's different things. Every
it's
kid is
different
not
for
going to be the
everybody.
same.
Yeah.
And I don't like
Mhm.
how they're trying to make it cookie cutter. And I'm just like, I'm not trying to say, okay, I feel like what they're trying to think is that I'm trying to give my son something to get something from it. And I'm not. I don't want anything to be wrong with him, but do I feel like there is? I do. As a mom, I
I mean,
do.
from the little bit that I have seen of him, I kind of seen it a little bit myself. Like,
Thank
so I don't know why, and it's probably because I have a kid who has it. So I just seen a little bit myself. But yeah, you just got to keep fighting because for a long time they try to tell me no,
Okay.
and I just had to
I
keep
just don't want
fighting.
to make it seem like I'm that overbearing parent that's trying to make something to be wrong with my son. I'm not.
No,
By
because if
no
you don't
means
keep
necessary.
fighting, the behavior part of it is going to get worse and worse,
And
and
it
then
is. It has
yeah,
gotten worse. Like,
and then they're gonna
and then how
you
they're
don't want something
slowing
to happen
down
to
on
him.
it because the doctors aren't giving them what they want because they want to give him. I'm not going to give him medication because I don't feel like he needs medication. At home, he can be the perfect angel. Awesome. But I feel like he's situational. He knows. And I feel like because when he has a substitute, he gets good everything. But whenever he's with this teacher, I feel like he already knows her buttons and he knows how to spark her, and that's why he does
Well,
it to
maybe
her.
you need to switch him to a different class.
But they won't let me. News. That's why I can't decipher
You
if
can.
it's just the teacher
I
or
gotta look San
him.
Diego stuff up because that's some BS. Because
It is BS, and that's why I'm getting. It's
out
not
here we're
necessarily
allowed.
a
If
lawyer.
we want to ask to be switched into a different, that's your right to have your
And
child put
I've
into
been
another.
asking, and that's why I'm gonna get this person. It's not necessarily a lawyer, but it's something out here that can advocate for us because what
Yeah.
this school district is trying to say is they're already at capacity and they already dispersed the problem children within the classrooms that they can't switch
So they're
them
calling
around.
him a problem child.
No,
Because
they
if
have.
they said, yeah, so what's the like Jeanette said, what's the problem with the 504? They continue to call him a problem child, but they don't want to give him the services.
Now that I press the
Exactly.
issue, like, okay, so I had to get a UPAC person involved, and now that I'm pushing for, like, okay, you guys have been pushing me this whole time, and now that you guys aren't getting the medication that you guys want, or you guys aren't getting the diagnosis that you guys want, you guys don't want to give me this 504 pound, and you guys are trying to like pull back on it because I keep calling, like, when are we going to have a meeting? We're going to have a meeting. But the person that I was speaking to was like, well, now they know that you are educated about what you can put in place, to the point where they don't want to accommodate that. So they're trying to, prolong it. And one of the things is that I'm going to say, I do not want him to be around this particular child. This is what has been from day one, exacerbating it, but you guys don't want to move him to another class. When he's dealing with other teachers, none of this is a problem. So why not move him?
You need to put it in writing. You know what? You need to put it in writing. And email like the school board and stuff like that, so you can have it documented. Because stop just talking to them. Make sure you document everything. Put everything in writing, so that you can say, I did this, and you guys didn't help me in case something happens. Because I feel like they're trying to set your son up for failure, because
there's something I want to talk to you about too, that I feel like they're trying to push upon him.
Yeah.
And his behavior, people are like, this is normal for children, but they're trying to push something. I want to talk to you about that, and I want to see if your child has that too. But no, by no means necessary news. Don't think that I'm being
well, now that I see you've been talking about it and advocating for him, I know, but in the beginning I didn't know, because you really didn't talk about it too much. So I was just assuming that, but now that I see you are fighting and advocating for him, I can see you not doing that.
I'm just trying.
You're doing the same thing that I had to do in the beginning, because I really had to fight. They did not want to give him no services at all.
And it's
no, they want to give him services. It's just that the services the school want, and I don't know if it's because they want a specific funding, that they want him to have a specific.
And it probably is. They want a specific funding. They probably do.
Yeah, and so it's just like, there multiple people that I've had him seen by is like, well, he doesn't qualify for that. Like, we can't do this because he's not qualified for that. And I'm like, well, they're saying that he needs to have that in order for him to get a person in there to be in there. And they're like, but he doesn't qualify for that. And I'm just like,
no, if he's having behaviors that are disrupting the class, he should be on a 504, and they need to make a plan, period.
But why is it taking so long? They was pushing me. And now that that doctor, it was an appointment Thursday, he sent it out that Thursday. So they had it on Friday. Why, since the beginning of March, they still have not had
You probably need to go into the school district. You got a copy of whatever the doctor gave you?
I had them fax it back to them, because they're saying, oh, we didn't receive it. I said, okay, no, I'm gonna have, they're like, oh, you can bring it up. I said, no, I'm gonna have them fax it personally to you, so you guys don't think nothing else. I'm gonna have them fax it personally to you guys. And I've been calling from that day once a week, more than once a week. I've called and said, when is we gonna have an appointment? Now that I brought other people from the school district into it, they called me right away today.
You need to go to the school district, because
they called me right today, like, oh, well, let's set up an appointment. So what happened all these weeks ago?
You always got to go in the school district to get them. Yeah, they get scared. You put the school district in it.
Yeah, because I'm like, no, he's having worse days than he was having before, and you guys weren't saying anything. You guys were saying stuff when the days were not as bad as they are now, but now that they're crazy, you guys aren't saying anything. But it's because you guys don't have the diagnosis that you want from multiple agencies, are not giving you guys what you want. That's not what he is. I feel like you guys want him to, belittle himself, and just
I feel like sometimes they try to set our kids up for failure.
Since he ain't going for that shit and he's quick to pop off, you guys are like, okay, well, he hit him, so he's got to go home. He did this, so he got to go home.
Oh yeah, they try to. They still try to. I'm working on that right now with my son too, because the other school didn't never send over his evaluations and all that. Now all of a sudden it disappeared, so I got to find my copy. And because they're at the school trying to suspend him left and right, it's just and that's what I'm saying. Like, he don't do stuff like he did when he was a little, when he stabbed that boy. That was the first, last, and only, hopefully. But you
But
know.
News, do you understand that kids don't just do stuff for no reason? What did
Oh
this
yeah,
little boy do? He did something to your
he
your
probably
son
did
didn't
mess
just
with him.
say, "Okay, I'm gonna just go do."
He
Maybe
probably
he
did
did.
mess with him, but let me tell you something, Naomi. My son he has pediatric bipolar. He has autism, and I didn't know
What's
kids could have
pediatric
pediatric
bipolar?
bipolar. I didn't know they could have pediatric bipolar, but when he was evaluated by the psychiatrist, well, by the neurologist, he got the pediatric bipolar and the autism spectrum disorder, but the psychiatrist evaluated him. We had to be there for like 5 hours. So you got to make sure when you go to the psychiatrist, they don't just give you one that's going to talk to you for an hour, have you fill out that little paper, and it's done. You got to actually go
So
to a real.
From the psychiatrist, you got what diagnosis?
From the psychiatrist, she got a diagnosis of, because he actually belongs to the, what is it? I can't fucking think of it right now, but he belongs to a well-known place when your kids have disorders. And so he got the intellectual disability disorder.
Okay.
I got it written
What
down,
about
but
the
we
pediatric
could talk about it.
bipolar? I didn't know that they can do that. So, well,
I
I don't
didn't
think
know
it has
either.
that, but I'm
Yeah,
just saying, like,
yours probably don't have that, because mine, he'll get this blank look on his face when he's getting in trouble. You could be talking to him, he'll get this blank look, and then he like he's blank for a minute, and then he'll snap out of it. I don't really know how to
whoa,
describe it.
whoa.
Yeah, so
No,
yeah,
if I'm like you're in trouble, he just starts crying. No, he's very
yeah.
Messiah's
So
so emotional, like emotional. But no, I didn't even know babies get pediatric bipolar.
the mine, I knew there was problems, because like one time I was driving. This was when he was younger. One time I was driving home, and in the back seat he had wrapped the seatbelt around his neck, and I had to pull over
What?
and literally like cut it off of him. Yeah.
What do you mean? What? But how young was this?
This was around that was around his 4 or 5 years old, because that's when I had the most problems. He's 9 now, so it's much, much, much better, but yeah. And also I've taken him to treatments and stuff, so
That's crazy. I wonder, do you feel like you know why that is out of all your is he is he from the same father as other kids, or is he different father, or
well, we'll get more
okay,
into
let's talk about that later. Like,
yeah.
it has to do with genetics, because I'm going to tell you about my other relatives as well, and I don't know if that has something to do with any of that, but I don't know. But when you were telling me before, like, Naomi, I feel like you're in denial. I'm really not. Like, I just want to figure it out. Like, I don't want a diagnosis to where I'm pushing it on my kid, and I don't want something fake. I want it to be accurate. So
Yeah,
I don't
just
want to just push it to whatever anybody is just trying to give it to them, and then I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want it to be legit. I don't want it to be like,
oh, that's what I meant. That's what I meant to say. That's what I meant to say. Ask for a psychologist, not a psychiatrist, a psychologist. You have to go to a psychologist.
Which one is the one? Okay, this is the thing, because I see the person that, because I don't do medications either. So which one? There's one that does medications, and there's ones that listen to you and understand what's going on.
The psychologist is the one that's going to evaluate him for like the 5 hours. She's not the one who recommends medication and all that. She's the one who's going to evaluate him and literally tell you if he actually has a diagnosis.
Okay.
So it's the psychologist, though, not the psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist is medicine, right?
Yeah. Yeah, psychiatrist is medicine. Psychologist is going to tell you what's going on with them.
Psychologist is mind, and Tris is meds. Okay. Yeah, because I be trying to, those be confusing me all the time because I be like, nope, I'm not getting on no
Yeah, and
meds.
if you don't know, they ain't even going to recommend it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No.
Yeah.
I'm already going to do that because I'm going to talk to you about some things that was sent to me today. Jeanette knows, but some verbiage that was sent to me today. And the reason why I'm taking them to go see other people because I need to know what's going on in this classroom because it's only in this class with her. And I'm like, yo, like what is happening in this class? To where you're
That's why I
feeling this
said,
way.
that's why I asked if you could change his teacher because then if you changed his teacher and the behavior's fully changed, then you know it's her. But you know,
If
then
it's
if
the
you change
same,
them
then I
and
know it's
it's the
him.
same, then you know it's him. Yeah.
But news, I've been trying since day one where I seen her like scolding him and like, wait, let me do it. Like, okay, so I walk up, right? And I walk into where I'm getting where you get your kids when it's an early day. She doesn't see me because I'm behind, but he sees me, so he's coming to me. And she was like this to him in his
Oh
face,
wow.
and he's like,
oh yeah, she's doing too
so then she
much.
turns around because I'm like, when I see her doing that, I'm like, Sai, come here, and she's like, oh, come here, Messiah, and I looked at her and I went like this, and she was like, suppress herself, and I was like, So then the time where they locked the school down when he like went
You
crazy.
might have to go to the school board and ask them, can they help you get him changed to another classroom?
There's a person that they told me I need to speak to that can actually, it's not a lawyer, but it's basically like a lawyer that
Like a child advocate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wants you to help you switch out because the school is not trying to let me switch out at all because they have 28 kids is what they're supposed to have, but some of them they have 32, 34, 35 kids in the class and
that's already too much anyways.
For one teacher. I'm like, do you guys have aides that go in? They don't.
Oh, they don't even have the teacher aides no more? They don't have the teacher aides no more?
Not at his school, no.
Wow.
Yeah. So on Thursday,
everything is so bad now. Everything is so bad everywhere. Like
bad. And I'm just like, you guys can't expect her. And when she came into that class, when they locked the class down and they took the kids outside, because I had to come pick him up because he just was like tearing the class up. He was just mad. And I understand. When he talked to me about it, he was telling me what was going on, and he was just mad that he was just getting yelled at. And he said I don't know if she really did, but he said that she pushed him down. When she pushed him down from getting the kid, she was like pulling him by his leg. And that's when he went like this to her. And I guess he kicked her. And then she's like, no, lock the school down. And he was like, but she was pulling my legs. She was pulling my legs on the ground.
He locked the school down because of him?
Mm-hmm. So I had to come get him because he went like this to her because I guess she was pulling his leg or something like that.
I'm glad they called you though and not the police because like I said, I've been seeing all these kids getting arrested at 6 years old and up for doing stuff at school. The teacher's like, oh, the kid punched me, and they're like arresting the kid.
No, but they're supposed to have an aide in there in certain age groups. In that age group.
But they don't have any aides right now. They don't. I asked them because I was like, well, can anybody else vouch for what this teacher is saying? I even asked the principal, I said, did you see him behaving like that? She said, no, but I got to go by what the teacher said. I'm like, is there any other teacher in there that can? She says no. And that's why I just don't respect any of their.
Crazy
they're
that
breaking the law. They're breaking the law. They have to have so many adults per so many students.
Per kids, yeah.
They can't.
And it's not 28.
It's a law.
Yeah. They have to at least have
how
an
many
age.
kids per? Because I know his class, I don't know if there's more now because I know they were getting more kids enrolled. In the beginning was 28. So
If
how
there's
many
28, they at least have to have a teacher's aide in there.
they don't have a teacher's aide. They don't. Because I asked them, I said, well, who else is seeing this? Who else is in the class with them? They said it's just her in the class with the kids.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's what they told me.
That's not okay. And because some schools do get sued for not following the rules, and then it hurts their funds when people end up winning.
Right.
So,
right.
And to me, 28 kids, they damn sure need at least one. I would think 2, but at least one.
So, let me see if this says California Educational Code 41376 prescribe the maximum class size and penalties for districts with any classes that exceed the limit. They can't exceed the limit of 31 students.
Oh, 31. Okay.
No class larger than 33 students. Let's see. I'm trying to see if it says how many aides here. The current fiscal year average number of students per teacher is not to exceed 29.9. Why would they put a 0.9?
29.9. Come on now. So we're going to have a student with like a missing toe?
I don't get that.
What? Missing toe student. So, okay, 29.9. It's crazy. So Randa says, yes, they should. My son has 22 students and they always have at least 2 teachers. No, because I asked them. So every once in a while, she'll get like maybe a counselor that pops into each one of because the way the school is set up, the kindergarten classes are all in one building with the pre-Ks have a little building. And all the kindergarten classes, like I guess they have like one counselor that pops in, like maybe she'll pop into 2 classes on Monday, the next 2 classes Tuesday, the next 2 classes Wednesday. But they don't have 2 teachers in the class at a time. It's one teacher to all those kids. And then what I was explained is that
maybe that's why they was going on.
Classes have more than one problem child. So
yeah, but that don't matter. They should have one for each class, not spread her around. Like, so what it sounds like is that they're short staffed and they're trying to get away with it with just using that one throughout all the classrooms, and they're still supposed to have one in each class. So they're going to have to hire some people. Maybe that's why some of our teachers out here was on strike in the Sacramento school district.
Because another thing is that so since they have the kids spread out, like, okay, multiple of them have problem kids and they can't move them around. They have this one guy teacher that pops around here and there. They have a counselor that pops around to certain kids. I personally got Messiah, a behavior specialist that pops in. And then I also got him a UPAC person that pops in once a week to sit down, talk to him, see what's going on with his class. They even transform his whole entire classroom to where he has the whole closet area. It's his special area where if he's having a bad day, he can utilize a toolbox that he has on his desk to say, okay, I need a break for a second. I want to go do reading, or I want to go to computers, or I want to do Legos. He has his whole little Lego section, a whole little rest section, all of that. But the thing is, I think where they messed up with Sai is he lacks control. And so since they are like, well, we don't want to have any confrontation with him, so whatever he asks for, we give him. So if he says, I want to go outside and play on the playground, they have an escort to escort him out to go play on the playground while the kids are in there doing class. Like, I don't feel like that's giving him any structure.
Well, you know why they're doing that to him? Because they're treating him like he's a special needs student. Even though they're sitting up here not giving you no special services. They're treating
Mhm.
him. It sounds like they're treating him like a special needs student.
Yeah.
100%.
Special ed, right?
Well,
Yeah.
William used to have a
Right.
tree he could run to. When he was getting overloaded in the class, they let him. And somebody
That's
would go with
exactly
him.
what they're doing. But that's the thing that Messiah is taking advantage of, because he can't do that crap at home. When he tried to pull that at home when he first started doing it, I was like, wait, what y'all got going on? And they were like, well, we don't want to have any. They're like, well, we find it easier to not deal with any confrontations with Messiah, so we just give him what he wants. I said, no, you guys can't do that. That's what's making him do this. So when he started doing it at home, I was like, look, you ain't at school. So one of the teachers, she's African American, and she was like, well, I'm gonna call your mom. He didn't believe her, so they had her come and take him to the playground and stuff like that. And he started being like, well, I want to do this because now he got the privilege. So he's like, I want you got to get me muffins now. You got to do this. You got to do this. And she was like, wait, what? So she was like, I'm gonna call your mom. He's like, call her. So he didn't know she really had my phone number. So she FaceTimed me, and I heard him. He was like, call her, call her. So when she turned the phone around to him, you should have seen his face. He's seen a ghost. He was like, Mom, no, Mom, no, I'm gonna go to class right now. I was like, see, you guys got this little boy controlling y'all. And he feeds off of that because he knows that they're gonna listen to him. And I'm like, y'all can't give him that. It's crazy
Well,
how they were letting him control them.
Well, under that case too, like how you said you're gonna give him a birthday party and he just got in trouble. I agree with
No, his
that.
birthday party is already over. He already done with that.
Oh, so he had one.
He had his birthday party, yes, but all of his toys are put up, and when he can
Yeah, he
behave,
wouldn't have got no birthday party then
and well, it
because
was already paid for. So every week, if he could behave, he'll get one of his toys. If he can't behave, they're gonna just stand in the dang closet.
yeah, but he kind of already got rewarded anyways because he had the party. He had a lot of friends there and he had a party, so
You right.
that's still a reward. Yeah, so that too, like you can't be giving birthday parties and stuff if he's gonna be acting up like that.
Because the main part
Even
of his
though you
birthday,
saying it's
look,
the
you know what?
reason, even
Listen, you're right. You're completely right. But the main part of his birthday, I only did that because we have family members out here that's like, well, whatever. But I got him Disney on Ice stuff. So that's really his party. But I told him if he does not behave, that I'm gonna go with one of my friends. I said, I'll even take one of your friends to Disney on Ice and record it. And he's like, no. So I don't know. I might just have to forfeit those tickets because I already canceled his Chuck E. Cheese. The only part that I didn't cancel was the jumpers. Because they had already, came and stuff like that. So, but the Chuck E. Cheese, I canceled that. So he didn't get to do that. And then the next thing he has on the 29th, because I planned stuff this whole month for him, but he's been acting up. So I'm just like, I can't. So I canceled the Chuck E. Cheese because that was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. And he didn't behave. So I had to cancel that. And then the next thing is Disney on Ice. So
see, with my kids, I would find out what the triggers were, and then I'd remove those triggers. But like when Taylor got diagnosed with schizophrenia, I couldn't remove the triggers for her any longer.
Well, what are her triggers for that? Is there triggers for that or no?
She has triggers, yeah.
But
and
I'm saying, what trigger? Do you know what? Okay,
I know what triggers her is any sort of change. Any sort of change triggers her. So she would have meltdowns at school. Just
what do you mean, like changes in what? Like time or
if they're doing the same thing every day and they decide they are going to have an assembly.
Wait, what?
If they decide they're going to do something different, like have an assembly, she would completely lose it. And her day would be done. They'd call me, can you pick her up? Because, they can't like any sort of, if somebody came to pull her out of the class at a different time, she'd lose it. Or if she's being pulled out of the class for a service and they don't show up because they're sick that day, she'd lose it. Like any sort of change in her routine would trigger her. So I knew what her triggers were.
Okay.
You know, like, but then for a long time I could be able to remove the triggers so it would go smooth. She wouldn't have that. But then when the schizophrenia came, those things would trigger her, and I can't remove that. You can't remove what's in their head.
Schizophrenia just pops up, or she had it the whole time, or is that something that can be developed?
I think that she tells me now because she's can talk about it.
Yeah.
The first time that she started seeing things was 11, and that's when I noticed. But when I would take her, they would say, "Oh, she's developmentally delayed." Kids have imaginary friends. That's more normal. Maybe hers came later.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's not an imaginary friend. I mean, I guess I still call it that, but it's not. So.
And with schizophrenia too, like you don't know what can trigger them really. Like she might know a few things that trigger, but sometimes it just comes. It could be something she hears on TV or something, that could just trigger it.
Right.
It's hard with that. That one's a hard one. That one's a hard one.
But William actually had a boy that was triggering him and wording stuff to him, and every time William would see this boy, he'd have a meltdown. So we did have to put him in a different class from that.
An actual child or something he was seeing, or an actual child?
No, an actual child in the class. Something about this child would set William off. And William would say, "This kid's looking at me. He's saying mean things to me. He's wording." I don't know whether the kid was doing it or not.
Well, you know what too? When they're fixated on that one certain person, it's gonna be a problem because even if they might not even be doing anything to them, but if they already believe that person is doing something, that person they're gonna be fixated on that person.
That's what we're talking about. So it was a fixation on this boy. So that this school noticed it. They noticed it, and they put William in a different class from this boy, and he was okay.
Yeah, so that's strange that they deny you on every end, Naomi. Like, you know how they don't even want to switch him to another class because they could move him to another class and put another kid in that class. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case.
But why not is my problem. I keep asking them why not. Like, why can't you? And they're like, well, we can't.
That's what we don't understand. That's crazy.
Right.
She gave me the
I don't understand it either. It's a simple fix. It happens all the time.
Let me tell you what she gave me the excuse of. This is what she gave me the excuse of multiple teachers. She said, well, this teacher just came back off of leave, the one teacher. She said the next teacher just came back from maternity leave, and the other one was pregnant. So she didn't want to put him in a pregnant class because he may hurt the baby. The paternity
from the outside looking in, it seems like they're already deeming your son as like a really problematic child. And so they don't even want to put him in nobody else's class because they're like, we don't want to give this problem to somebody else.
But they're not giving him an IEP either.
But that's crazy that they're denying you IEP, denying you 504, don't want to switch his classes. It's like they don't want to help you at all. If you're saying something, you're on mute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Now we can.
Okay. No, I'm saying I feel like they could have switched his class way in
You
the
might have
beginning.
to get an attorney at this point, the way they act.
Get an attorney. That's what I was going to say. And there's advocacy groups too. Like there's like gold advocacy. There's advocacy groups that will help you. And
that's what I'm doing with this youth. This is why I'm taking it the way I'm taking it. And I'm not trying to I don't want to seem like that. You know how come on now, news. You know how we get that angry black woman, how people want to portray us.
Yeah. And you know what? I tried to be like that too at first because I was like, oh, I don't want to look like the angry black one. And I was the nice,
No. I'm not even being portrayed. I'm not even doing that, news. I am doing it so peaceful and all this type of stuff, so that way they can't even say that I'm trying to do that. Okay.
Oh, you know what though? One time I have been doing that for a long time, being the nice, peaceful mother, but it had got so bad to where I blew up on them one day. I went off on all their asses.
And I don't want to, and that's what I'm trying, because they already
And it
think I
seemed like after that though, they started helping me. Like I started getting the services that I needed. So, but yeah, I feel you.
Because when I was like, well, I said something, she was like, well, I'm not trying to say that, but I'm like, look, I didn't say that you're trying to say that, but obviously you feel that way if you're saying what I didn't even say. I was just thinking it, you know what I'm saying? And you're now saying it, but what anyway? And then she's like, well, you just have to understand that, he's very opinionated, and when he makes up his mind, and I said, yes, because he sees what you guys are doing. And Messiah doesn't see it fair that he's like, well, Mom, how come he can hit me, and if I hit him back, then I get in trouble and he doesn't get in trouble? He sees that. You guys are acting like he don't see that.
So the other kids are not getting in trouble though? They at least at this school they get both of them in trouble. Whoever gets in trouble.
No, he's not getting the other little boy that he's getting into it all the time does not get in trouble because he has an IEP.
Oh, okay.
It's already
he's already covered.
Yeah, he's autistic, and he is ADHD. So what they're telling Sai is, if he hits you or he spits on you or he pokes you with a pencil, you got to come tell us. Sai's not computing that to, okay, I got to let you spit on me. I got to let you poke me. I got to let you do this. Because if you do this, I'm going to do this back to you. And that's where he's getting in trouble, because I'm trying to tell him, you got to go tell the teacher. But you know how us black parents are. Somebody do something to you, you protect yourself. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't, I'm trying to have him do that just because it's what they want him to do. But he like, no, Mom, but he did it to me. Why he not getting in trouble?
Like, I would stop picking him up from school. I would be like, look, you're not giving him these plans. He is supposed to be from school and from 8 to whatever 2 o'clock, and I'm not picking him up anymore unless you put his services in place.
Well, yeah, I haven't ever since they because I didn't know at the time, and that's what they told me. And in one of the groups, I don't want to say their name, but they told me, like, they take advantage of parents like me that don't know that they're not allowed to do the things they're doing. So they had me sign something saying I will come pick him up at 12:30 every day, when they really can't do that.
They can't do that.
Yeah, they really can't do that. But since I didn't know that, I signed it from one date to the next. I signed it for 2 weeks, and they were trying to have me re-sign it, and I would not sign it after I found out they couldn't do that.
Have you gone
That's only because they knew that. They're like, well, I'm like, well, are you going to hold my son back? They're like, well, we can't hold him back because of his academics or high, so we can't hold him back. But they just don't want to deal with him on a regular basis. So,
like, that stuff though, that stuff that you have them having you sign that, I hope you kept copies, and every time you call, that's all evidence for you.
Okay.
In the end of the day, you'll be able to take that stuff and win against them, because they can't just say that there's no problem, but they're having you pick him up and they're having you sign a paper.
So I'm gonna have them give it to me now, so that way, because they do have all that on this file.
Like, look, some parents have sued school districts and won the amount of money to pay for private school when schools do stuff like this. And that's why.
Another thing too, I would get make sure I have copies of the paperwork. You know how you said you have the doctors fax it to them? I would keep my own copies also and then turn it into them myself too. Even though you saying you want it straight from the doctor, you turn it in too so you can know for a fact they got it because you personally went and
Gave
turned
it
it
to
in.
them.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That you guys are older than me, you guys know, so I'm just taking all this in. Like I said, I'm a new parent. You guys have kids, whatever. I'm just trying to take all this information in. I hope anybody that's listening to this or going through the same situations, and I'm gonna put this in somewhere in my description so that you guys have this. And then News and Jeanette, if you guys are willing to do a extra live on stuff like this so that parents
Yeah,
can
we
have
can.
this,
We
I think
can.
it would be great.
Yeah.
Because I don't know any of this, and I feel like
Because
it's
there's some
amazing.
parents out there that do need to know and don't know, like what you said.
I don't know, and I'm just listening to you. And like News, I don't know if you feel like I don't listen to you. I do.
Like
I believe you. I know you
if
do.
your kid needs an
I've been listening to you because from day one, from multiple different situations, from make this go viral, from this, from multiple situations, I have listened to you, like even from like you telling me how to get monetized and all that type of stuff, and just do
I
everything.
know. Sometimes I wish I had more time because I really like talking about stuff like this, and that's what I want to talk about on my channel too. But because I don't be having so much time, I just drop my little videos and then I come around and support
But
people.
we know you got your videos popping. You done. I'm like, hey, what's she talking about now? So we know, yes, but you got
yeah.
your own little thing. So do what you got to do, and I support you too as well.
But yeah, I'll most definitely come on another live with Jeanette and talk with you, and we can discuss something like this. Yeah.
This is something I want to have on my channel, not just anything about just life situations. I don't want everybody to think I'm only criminal justice.
There's a channel that you can watch too. I watch this channel. She's called Autism Mom. I'm actually subscribed and I watch. And then on Facebook too, I'm in like some of those groups and stuff like that with kids with behavior problems and stuff like that. Because it's good to be in those groups so you can hear things and see if you can relate to what they're talking about, or if anything applies to you. They give you resources and stuff like that.
I have a question for you, News. So I have a cousin that she does TikToks and maybe Facebook. I don't know what all she does, but on Instagram too. And she has autistic children. Would you do a interview with her on your channel? I do one with her on my channel, and we kind of, do something like that because she does have a lot of things that she does with her kids as well. And a lot of people are like, well, how is that mingling your family? I think I'm gonna be honest, I'm not trying to like down her or anything. I think it does come from her family because we don't have it in our family. I think it comes from her family, but the way she deals with her children and works with them and stuff like that, I feel like I would want her to go on your channel and my channel and talk about things like that. I just want to talk about a lot of things that are on our channel. And I think a lot of things that have been going on my channel has been very negative because someone brought themselves into my realm that had nothing to do with it. I literally was not even talking about anything of that because it has nothing to do with our sector or sector.
Was it Raggedy Ann?
Huh?
Was it Raggedy Ann? I just call her Raggedy Ann.
Oh, the Raggedy, Raggedy Ann. And she like talking about me. And I was like, dude, I didn't even know she was still talking about me. Like, people keep saying I'm the bully. I'm like, I don't even think about this girl. I wasn't thinking about her then when she even involved herself with me. But now she's still involving herself. I'm just like, I didn't even understand what was going on. Like, what is going on? And people keep like, oh, you're clout chasing. Clout chasing. Like, I don't want her.
They always trying to say somebody clout chasing. They get on my damn nerves.
I don't even.
What? Like, I don't want no drug. I don't want clout from that. I don't like news. I don't want no clout. I just want to give people a voice. I want to be there for people. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm going to raise all this money. Do I want money for what I'm doing? Of course, we all do, because I do put a lot of time, motivation. But am I want to extract? No. If it comes, it comes. I don't want to extract any money from anybody. I want everybody to feel like they can reach out to me, and I can reach out to you. I can reach out to It Can Mail. I can reach out to Rabbit. I can reach out to all these bigger platforms
But
than me.
now that we talk about cloud chasing, somebody in the comments name is Cloud Chase, and they're telling us to stop trauma bonding. Here we go with the trolls.
But you know what? I've seen my picture on that channel so many times. I deserve royalties, and I don't even have a channel.
Right. And they keep messing with Jeanette. And it's just like, okay, like, why are you messing with Jeanette? That's not even
I'm not lying about the situation. I never told a lie about the situation.
No, she's a dope fiend. She wants to be on dope. She's a dope fiend. She wants to be on dope. She doesn't want to change. I feel like, I know I was asked a question.
I didn't even say anything like that, but she called me a felon.
I don't care.
And I'm not.
No, I'm not saying I don't care about you. No,
yeah,
I do care about that. But I'm saying I don't care about her, because I did. I'm going to be honest. I fell for somebody that I thought, everybody was like being mean to or bullying. And I felt like I don't like that. I don't like people to bully people. And especially if somebody's going through that hard of a tribulation, trying to get clean or whatever. I don't know what that comes with. So I'm just like, look, leave her alone. Let her go through her thing. I'm here for her. But once they started laughing about tricking their subscribers and they don't know, and I can get away with this, what is it called? Virtual rehab and all that. I was just like, and I left it alone. So everybody should know that I'm not a clout chaser or anything like that, because I left it completely alone. I never talked about her. Once I started doing a little jab towards her, but talking about other people on YouTube, talking about you knew and make this go viral, she tried to make it about her. And I'm like, girl, I wasn't even thinking about you. Still not thinking about her. She made 3 or 4 videos about me and other people like Jeanette, Michael, and other people that aren't even worried about her. You know why? Because she has no content, no nothing. And if she already exploited that she's not even caring about her own sobriety, what does she have to talk about? If you're not talking about your sobriety and you're not talking about how crappy you are as a person, what do you have?
Because that's all her channel is about, right? Her sobriety. That's what she based it on, right?
But she's not.
It's not.
Trying to get sober.
Beef. It's about beef. That's all it is.
That's what she's trying to do, beef, and I'm not a beef sector. But I could put all you. She said something about Jeanette being a felon, and Jeanette's not even a felon. I have her arrest records. Keep playing with me, homegirl. I already said I'm not gonna release nothing about you unless you say my name. But now you're saying my name, so I'm gonna have to go release your arrest records, how you're a prostitute.
News I've had
how
one
you say your vagina, how you do all of that. Why do I have
Oh
to do that?
God, oh God. Cloud Chaser must have came from her channel, because
Cloud Chaser is.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Miranda, block you or Jeanette. Go ahead and block Cloud Chaser, because I ain't got 9. Block them. She's on Max Means. No, she wants Mac Mean. She wants him real hard. She is listen, I didn't even know that YouTubers are considered celebrities. She wants
no. Only once you get to a certain level. Now, the level she at, she is not no celebrity. I'm not a celebrity. You got to be at a certain...
You know what she said on there? She was like, oh, she's mad because she's not a public figure. Bitch, you ain't either. Nobody wants to be
so funny.
You.
That is so funny.
public figure, a dope fiend, heroin
Well,
addict,
she's not even close to
meth
being a
addict.
YouTube celebrity. I guess you could call like Tasha K, Lovely T, those
But
type of
after
people
you get like Nika Knight,
YouTube celebrities. Yeah, well,
that's
Tasha K has 1 million subscribers. Lovely T is almost at 1 million. Like when you get on that level, then you can say you're a YouTube celebrity or whatever. But
But other than that,
but that's just my opinion. That's my
but
opinion.
okay, that's a YouTube celeb. But even what is a what did I say before that? Not celebrity,
Public
but
figure. Public figure.
public figure.
A public figure can be anybody. It don't have to be a YouTuber because I'm a quote unquote public figure in real life, but and that's because I meet with senators and stuff like that. So a public figure could be
But
somebody
you're
who's in
doing
public
something
doing things.
productive.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you're not talking about a fake rehab you're going to. You're not talking about people are bullying you that aren't really bullying you. I don't even know any. Well, I do know stuff about her, but I'm saying I don't look for this girl. I didn't even know that she made 3 or 4 videos about me until today. That's how much she's obsessed. Like, she's crazy.
I don't know.
I don't know what's wrong with her, but like, dude, even your baby daddy is like, yo, your condition is crazy. You need to get yourself together. And she
Wait, does he have YouTube too? He has a channel?
No,
he came on her channel.
He went on her channel and said a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
But I think he said a bunch of stuff without really researching what was really going on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Because you made her look dumb.
Oh wow, okay.
He made her look dumb. Hold on. After I'm done showing them. Should I pop it up on here? I think I should. What's her what was the name? Let me see.
Are you sure you want to do that?
I don't care about her.
Because
she pops my stuff up.
But like, would you want to end this so you don't get this one removed?
Yeah, I'm what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end this and pop back up, okay?
Okay.
You knew? Not you knew.
You knew.
Yes.
I was gonna say you knew, but
yeah, I know. I know what you mean.
I'm about to. You
This
already
was
know.
a good live, and I wouldn't want you to ruin it.
All right, so I'm gonna end this, and I'm about to make another one. It's gonna be like some real quick title because we're gonna go look at that. All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right. So we wait for you to post.
We'll be right back on. Yeah.